This is Walt Disney. I would like to welcome all of you to the Park Streamers Hangout tonight. Bob, Danny, and Cordy are dear friends, and I know they have an amazing podcast for you. So thanks for joining us tonight, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello. Welcome in, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight on our Park Streamers Hangout 1 year anniversary. I can't believe it's actually happening. How about you, Cordy?
No, it hasn't sunk in yet. I can't believe an entire year has gone by. It's been a great year.
Yeah, it has. And officially, it's actually July 5th was the very first show that we ever did for the Park Streamers Hangout. But since we do our shows every other week on a Monday, well, today falls into our 1 year anniversary celebration. Theme Park Casual will be with us in a moment, so he will be joining us shortly. But before we get started, Cordy, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone where we can find you?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch, Cordy in California.
Very good. And obviously, Theme Park Casual is not with us at the moment, but you can find him at Theme Park Casual on, all of his social media channels. So YouTube, Instagram. I don't think he has Facebook. X, obviously. He's on all those channels, and you can find me at BarryPlace28 on YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Do I need to go on? There's a lot. So, but it's a lot of fun. But not only are the three of us here tonight, but we have a lot of friends and special guests who are joining us tonight. And I think it's great because we want to have a really fun show where we could bring some of our friends and fellow streamers in here to celebrate with us while we talk about some of the interesting topics that we're going to be going over tonight. So why don't we go ahead and bring them in and let them introduce themselves to you. So first of all, we got Pete McDevitt. How are you, Pete?
Hello. Good to see you both. Doing well.
Good. And Pete, where can we find you?
I'm hiding in Chicago right now.
Well, we see that.
No, Pete McDevitt Show across all social media platforms.
Yep. And Pete does some really cool streams. I mean, he doesn't just cover Disney stuff. He's got, if you like sports, you definitely need to check out his channel because he does some really cool sports broadcasts. And he doesn't do just Major League Baseball. He even covers some of the smaller stuff. I mean, I think you even cover your son's game sometimes, don't you?
I do. I do his travel tournaments. I do his high school tournaments and showcase games, NFL, MLB, and Disney content galore with executive producers in Florida, California, and France.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Pete, thanks for being here. Also, we have joining us from the East Coast as well. We've got the Rogue Attraction. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Or happy to be here.
I meant the Rogue Attraction and Zort.
Well, he gets all the attention. He's the brains behind the operation. What can I say? Everyone thinks Jabba was the one that actually was controlling. No, it was Salacious Crumb. He was the real mastermind.
So,
it's nice to be here. Nice to meet some of you too, or be on panel with some of you too.
Yep. And the Rogue Attraction, where can we find you?
The Rogue Attraction, TikTok, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble. I think I'm everywhere the same thing, except for X, and I don't know why I haven't changed it yet, but I haven't.
No worries.
Yeah, like I said, happy to be here.
Well, thanks for being here. And, if you're looking for some really cool streams over at Walt Disney World, definitely check out the Rogue Attraction. He's got some great shows with Zort over there. I mean, I got to ask you a question, though. Do you ever get tired of having the puppet on your shoulder there?
There's a nice little indent on my collarbone now. He just kind of sits there. I never, the first time I got it was during the pandemic, and it didn't come with the magnet. I didn't even know there was a magnet for it until a year later when I had to buy another one. And I'm like, wait a minute, I was supposed to have a magnet this entire time? I'm just keeping this thing on here with tension and prayers on Big Thunder Mountain, hoping it doesn't fly off.
Wait, did you order it through the mail during the pandemic, or did you buy it at the park at Galaxy's Edge?
I went to the park and they never gave me the magnet. They just gave me it without a box because it was raining. It's like, here, do you want the box? I'm like, no, just give me a bag. And they just gave it to me. And I'm like, okay. because I wasn't buying it full price from the part when Galaxy's Edge opened at $100. No, I waited till that thing dropped down to like $40. Like I was not doing it pre, 2020. I saw it. I'm like, you want $100 for this thing? The Banshee's cheaper. No.
Yeah.
now it's a reasonable price. It's actually cheaper than the Banshee. Imagine that.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, thanks again. And next we have Winks Wild Ride. So Winks, how are you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Thanks for joining us tonight. Where can everyone find you?
In Disneyland.
Well, what social media channels can we find you on?
Winks Wild Ride. YouTube, Instagram. That's about it.
TikTok?
I think we got TikTok too.
Gotcha. All right. And if you guys love Disneyland streams, you know that Winks is always there. In fact, I wish I was like you. I wish I could go as many times as you go during the week. It's crazy. So you go a lot.
Well, I'm lucky enough. I live right down the street, so that gives me a
I
little
know.
bit of an advantage.
It's like right behind where you live. Although
Yeah,
Cordy
it's like
goes
right
a
there.
lot too. So
Yes.
so let's see. We are going to be covering a lot of different things tonight, everyone. But obviously, we're going to be swiping out different guests as the show goes along. So as people start joining us, we will put them on screen for you guys to see. We have several special guests that are going to be joining us tonight. Some we had one or two cancellations last minute, but we should have quite a few fun guests to be with us. And obviously, Pete and Tom, when you need to drop off, just let us know. In the meantime, we have a few topics that we're going to cover tonight besides celebrating our 1 year anniversary. So with that, let's talk about some East Coast stuff. Well, Tiana's Bayou Adventure opened up last Friday. Did you go see
I
it,
was there.
Road Attraction? You were there.
I actually got to ride it. I wisely did Genie Plus that day. I saw that virtual queue line. I was not dealing with that noise. So so at 7 a.m. I got Genie Plus for 4 o'clock. Now, luckily, the weather played well and rained earlier, and it was working. And I experienced everything working fine. So I will say that nothing broken. It was odd. I was expecting something to break. I was hoping for that, better content, but no, it was everything worked fine. I didn't hate it. Like it's not how can I say this? It's not offensive. It's not an offensive ride. I thought it was fine. I thought it was. I gave it a 7.5. I think that was my review of it. And it's mainly simple things like the music. The music is just not. You can't compete with the music for Splash Mountain. I'm sorry, you can't. It's just not. And the animatronics were cool. The ones that when they were working, so they were cool. The fact that it hasn't worked every other day either now, though, is not a good look. So
no, in fact, I was watching. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The rain is also like the food. I don't know what they were thinking. I tried the gumbo with sweet potato fries. No, you're gonna do gumbo. Just put rice with it. Like I don't know why you're putting sweet potato fries.
Really? They didn't have rice at all?
No, it's gumbo with sweet potato fries or hot chicken with olive tapenade and sweet potato fries. I'm like, okay, if you're going to do a muffalata, put the olives on, do it right, do that. And you have really good quick service Cajun food over at Port Orleans as Sasagula. Like you can get a good gumbo there. You can get a good jambalaya. So my point is, you can do this. Why are you doing sweet potato fries? Like, I don't get that at all. Like, I don't know any Cajun person I know that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do gumbo and sweet potato fries. It's like you made a Cajun poutine, and that's what you're giving people, and it just seems odd. The beignets were good, but not authentic. Like the honey drizzle, I know why they did the honey drizzle from a cooking perspective to keep the powdered sugar on a little bit so it doesn't like go everywhere, but it's not right. I mean, they're better. They're more correct than the Mickey shaped ones at Port Orleans, but the Mickey shaped ones are at least given to you in a paper bag, done the right way. They give you this on a tray. I'm like, just put them in the paper bag with the powdered sugar and let people walk away. Like, you don't need to put them on a tray. Just do it the right way. I don't know. I'm a picky person about food.
Were the beignets hot?
When I got them, yes. If they're not hot, they are no. And they're bringing them over from another location. They're not frying them in there. I'm like, you got an area that has a fryer and you're using it for sweet potato fries. And then instead of frying the beignets, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like whoever's responsible for food and beverage in that area needs to reset their thinking and like continue on with their life. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be mean. But the merch is cool. The Firefly. Wait, I have the Firefly here.
Cool.
Wait, I don't think it's even opened yet. Oh, but here's the Firefly. They got a weird, like a little silicone tab on the back to cover the switch. So there, let me turn him on.
Oh, we lost.
He's on. Oh, I didn't do it. And there's a USB-C cord going into the Firefly's butt to charge him. And then you have another USB-C cord that they give you to charge the jar. So I guess I will say this is kind of like a really unique thing. I wish they would do this for this. So in Avatar, I wish they would do something like this with the seed from the sacred tree. So you could have something like that where that sits on your shoulder and like use the same type of limitation. I think that'd be kind of a cool, like, this is a good concept. They could run with it with a bunch of different things. Like imagine a Tinkerbell with like this.
Yeah.
Where you could have a little, this is definitely a good starting base for some nice merch if they continue with this concept.
How much do they charge for that Firefly?
This was $32 with discount. It came to 20 something. So 20% off with the AP discount. I think this is like the one thing I got. Like this is like the only Tiana's merch. Oh, is that me?
Oh, it started as soon as Theme Park Casual came aboard. Hey, Theme Park Casual.
Hey, kids. It's going.
Hello.
I'm not going to be able to, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hang out too long, guys. I did want to pop in to say thank you to Cordy and Bob for an incredible year. I appreciate your guys' friendship over this time. Do have a little bit of life happening right now. Bob, Cordy, did you guys want me to go ahead with? I don't know.
Let's pause on Tiana's Bayou Adventure stuff and talk about our channel real quick.
Well, I guess it's kind of appropriate. There's different seasons in our lives, and as they say, you know, a time to laugh, a time to cry, time to reap, a time to sow, and depending on your point of view, this could be a sad time for you or a happy time, because we are with this episode, I believe we are going to be saying goodbye to the simulcast of Park Streamers Hangout. This will be the final episode where you guys will be able to watch all three of us as we talk about theme parks and such. So, like I said, it could be a good thing or a bad thing, but instead of the three of us, you will be watching us on a single channel. We are launching with our next episode, the Park Streamers Hangout channel. You can go and subscribe now. We will be putting the link in the different chats, everyone. So, you guys, this has been an incredible ride with my co-hosts and obviously the guests that we've got on. You guys have been part of this little crazy thing that we've got going. So I do want to say thank you again to Bob and Cordy for putting up with me. I know I always feel like I'm the oddball, the weird guy in our streams, but thank you so much, you guys, for being my friends. First and foremost, being able to co-host with you guys and hang out at the parks with you has been tremendous over the last couple of years. And same with, you know, getting to know Pete, Tom, Winks. You guys, you're all amazing. We're going to have a lot more guests coming on later. If I get a chance, I will be back later tonight. But like I said, we do have some life happening over here at the Casual House. So I am going to just say, please go and subscribe to our brand new channel. Oh, did you say wait?
Oh, yeah. Well, don't take off just yet. I mean,
Okay.
man, you had me depressed there. You're like, everything, we got to change. I'm like, oh, man, what are we going to say here?
Well, I told you I was going to do that to everybody.
It was funny. But you know what? We do have a really cool page. So if you're seeing the ticker down below, this is where it's going to lead you to. So this is our brand new Park Streamers Hangout page. It's something that's been in the works for literally a year. And I'm so glad to finally, be a part of this with, Danny and Cordy. This is kind of the brainchild of Theme Park Casual because he originally wanted to do this many months ago. I told him I'd do it with him, and then he was like, hey, we should do it with Cordy. I'm like, great idea. Let's do this thing. And it took us a while before we could actually put it together. The only thing was we were doing it from all three of our channels. And because we were doing it from all three channels, well, now we, have just one channel. So you don't have to go to all three channels. You don't have to hit the like button for all three channels. Now you can go to Park Streamers Hangout. You can subscribe to this channel. And then when we go live, make sure you hit that notification bell for all, and then it'll notify you when we go live. Now, we're still doing the show the same nights, every other Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific, time here. But we are excited to have this, and very thankful. Our Danny did an amazing job with creating our brand new logo. And by the way, I forgot I was going to bring this up, but I know we're kind of rushing here, Danny, to get you off stream. But 1 second here, let me show this because this was a really cool reveal that he created to show all of you. And this, whoops, let me bring it back up.
And yes, thank you everybody who's already over there subscribing. You guys are awesome.
Yes. So this is our new logo and our reveal showing that it's me, Cordy, and Theme Park Casual. And we've titled it Your E-Ticket to Theme Park News. So we're excited. I think it's going to be a great show. It's going to continue to be a great show. But I want to say thank you to all of you out there because if it wasn't for you, you're the ones that make this channel for Cordy and Danny and I, and we can't thank you enough. So we hope that you will continue to follow us on this one channel so that we can do our broadcast from here. And Cordy, did you want to say anything?
Just the same thing. Thank you to everyone. Yeah, head over there, subscribe so you don't miss the next show. But super excited to start a new channel. And thank you, Bob. Thank you, Danny. Danny, thank you for our beautiful new logo and our channel page. And Bob, thank you he does so much like behind the scenes with just getting our broadcasts going. So thank you both so much for that. And of course for your friendship. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cordy.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you everyone. Like I said, I apologize that I do have to kind of take off a little bit early tonight and wasn't been able to hang out with you guys and celebrate the way we wanted to and the way we had planned. But like I said, there's going to be tons of amazing guests. And if I can get back a little bit later, I will be back. But again, thank you everybody for all the support, all the amazing fun that we've had over the past year plus. And I'm looking forward to many more times to be able to hang out with all of you. So with that, thank you so much, everybody. And we appreciate any prayers you guys have for us right now. So I will go ahead and mute and stop my cam. And Bob, you could just put me off stage. And if you see me pop up backstage, you could just drop me back in. So we'll catch you later, everybody.
Bye, Danny.
All right. Bye, Danny. Okie dokie. So we'll put him backstage real quick, but we do have a couple more guests. I actually brought someone on a little too soon there, but let's go ahead and bring them aboard. We have two more guests who are going to join us tonight. We have with us Isabel from the Cab Family Adventures. How are you?
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Doing well. Thank you for joining us tonight. So Isabel, why don't you tell us about your channel and where we can find you on your social media channels?
I'm sorry. It's my husband and I, Jared. We are Cab Family Adventures. We are on YouTube and Instagram only because I can't keep track of everything. We have two kids, so it's a little crazy over here. But we stream at Disneyland, but we took June off, and we'll be back tomorrow. But we stream basically. We've started streaming everywhere, so we just like to share our adventures. We do vlogs, reels, wanting to make families more comfortable going places and aware of what they're doing. So that I know I like to watch like if I haven't been on a ride, like I need to watch a ride video so that I don't like stress out. So like that's like where I'm coming from. So kind of the same thing. Like we want to give tips for families. So yeah.
All right. Well,
Cool.
thanks for being here, Isabel.
Very cool.
Appreciate it. And
congratulations. I have
also,
this birthday hat, but it says birthday girl. So that doesn't work.
it works. If you want to wear it, we're good with it. That's cool. So
congratulations,
all right.
guys, on the year.
Thank you.
Thank you. And also backstage, we have with us another great channel and good friends of ours, and that is the Living Dead fam. So yay!
Hello. Hello.
So
How's it going? Congratulations.
thank you.
Thank you.
So Living Dead fam, Joylyn, Damien, would you like to tell us about your channel, where we can find you?
Take it away.
Take it. All right. My turn to talk. Hello, everyone. We're a Living Dead family. We love all things spooky, if you don't know. So we love ghost hunting, ghost stories, and of course, we also love our theme parks here in Southern California. You can find us right here on YouTube and TikTok, Instagram. What else do we have? Facebook. And shout out to Living Dead Mom, because she pretty much runs all the social media. She's a workhorse at that. I don't know how she does it, but she's amazing at all of that.
I'm an amateur at best.
Mm-hmm. I gotta tell you, I love joining your channel and seeing what you guys do on Thursday nights, because you talk about haunted ghost stories, which is a lot of fun. But then you do the theme park stuff too. So I mean, you've got me wrapped up, because I'm like, oh, this is my supernatural stuff over here, and then I got my theme park stuff over here with Living Dead fam. So it's really cool that you cover all that spectrum. So very, very cool.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for your support. Being in this community has just been beyond a blessing this last 7 months. And we're almost coming up on our year anniversary of the channel. We started out doing vlogs and then found out what you guys love doing so much, the lives, and meeting each and every single one of you in this community has just been it's been awesome, to say the least.
Yeah.
We've really enjoyed ourselves as a family.
Awesome.
Well, we're happy to have you here. So thank you so much for being here. Let's get back on our little topic there. So, we were talking to Rogue Attraction about Tiana's Bayou adventure. I was watching Lorena Creole. She actually had a live stream a little over an hour ago. And when she was there, the ride was down and they were having to evacuate people off that. Pete, have you been keeping, tabs on what's going on with that ride?
Oh yeah, very good tabs. It's had a lot of challenges with technicalities, let's just say, as they're trying to tweak and make adjustments on stuff, which has caused backups and also time down. It's caused some situational challenges with those people who had paid for time windows to get in. They've had to do some accreditations of timing for people to come back on following days, actually, even for some of the late night people. It's been an interesting, they jumped the gun. They did it too quick. They tried to get it up so fast, trying to beat to me, I think they were trying to beat the D23 rush to be able to say at D23 all that they've done and how they have Tiana up and talk about that as part of the D23 event coming up as far as the Florida parks. That was my opinion of it. I still think I'm right. And I think it's hurt them in the big picture. There's a lot of people. Now, with that said, the queue lines were gone 7 seconds, 8 seconds in. After 7 a.m., they were popped. They were gone. Everybody had taken up the times for the day. And it's doing what Disney wants, which is becoming a cash cow, because everybody's running over and paying for the individual lightning lane on it. The minute they put it up, they're selling out that. So
the one thing that it does actually help out, though, is people are being able to get on Tron easier. So
that's true,
because people are having to make their choice at 7 a.m. and then make their choice at 1. So it's like, okay, Tron is getting a little easier virtual queue wise, at least from what I've been hearing people in the parks. In terms of, I mean, that ride should be standby by now. Like it's got enough operate, like it could do standby. Same with Guardians. Like this is just them holding off. But yeah, I'm curious on how that's going to work out, especially with the new Lightning Lane multi-day pass, whatever they want to call it, coming out at the end of the month. Like I don't know. Tiana's is I'm glad I got to ride it. I'm not going to try to ride it again. I'm done. I did it once. If I get it, fine, I'll do it. But like, I'm not gonna. There's no hook. It doesn't hook me. Like the animatronics are cool, but there's nothing that like hook you into it that makes you like, oh my god, I have to ride this again. There's nothing on that level. It's basically they took a dark ride and added a drop to it. Mm-hmm. That's what they did. Where at least with Splash, you had tension, you had buildup, you had suspense. It doesn't have that. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why there's the reason why they pushed Rock and Roller Coaster to open up too. Like they're like, okay, we need to have something up and running, and like a whole month early. Like they were saying, the end of the month for Rock and Roller Coaster. Now it's open today, or soft opened yesterday.
Soft opened yesterday. Yep. Barry, Cordy, I'm going to congratulate you guys. I've been up since 3:30 in the morning, and I wanted to come in and definitely tell you guys congratulations. Let players like Tom and Isabel know to reach out to me, because we can do a lot to help you to get more people to find you, because that's what my channel is all about. We've done that with Barry and Cordy and Winks, and we've talked with Living Dead fam too, and pushed them on our channel as well, because my channel is all about helping everybody else. And we're going to help you get this brand new channel up to that 1,000 mark plateau pretty doggone quick. So to do it the right way, the ethic way, as we do. So, but I appreciate you. My son's over here crawled up in a ball, hiding under pillows, wanting to go to bed, and I'm gonna go with that. So,
thank you so much, Pete.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Appreciate you guys. All right, bye bye.
Good night, Pete.
All right, and then there were 6 again.
That's where the sleepy time music was coming from. Okay, I'm like,
yes,
why am I hearing Twinkle Twinkle going? I'm like, I'm getting dozy.
So I muted myself. I was like, I hope they don't think it's me.
I did.
Well, Winks, you know how you like your lullaby, so
yeah, I was like, they probably think it's me.
Geez. So we're gonna have more guests joining us here within the next 45 minutes as well. So we'll be adding some more to our channel. But Winks, have you been keeping tabs on what's going on with Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
A little bit here and there, just off of what I see on social media and stuff. Just seeing that there was a lot of breakdowns and stuff. And then I think it was a hoax, but they said something about one of the ones I read, they said they were going to shut it down and stuff like that, but it's still going. So I'm assuming what I read was a hoax. But yeah, just seeing that it had a lot of like little hurdles here and there with, which is expected for something that's new. I did watch all the previews and a lot of the live streamers that were the first ones to go through it. It looked pretty interesting to me. I was actually thinking I couldn't wait to for ours to open to see how much alike it was, and just to get back on, because since I've been going back to the parks since I got my annual pass, my Magic Key, Splash Mountain's been closed, which is now Tiana. So I didn't get to ride Splash for the last time, and the last time I rode Splash Mountain was probably 15 years ago. So. So I'm really interested to get back on whatever it is that opens, and hopefully it goes. Hopefully they learn from where they're at there, and they don't have as many growing pains. But all that stuff's kind of expected on a new ride.
I feel like a lot of the growing pains here are Florida based. I think California is going to have it a little bit easier in terms of their animatronics and stuff like that, with a lot drier climate, let's just say.
Well, so we do have a drier climate, we do, but I think the problem is that the same company that's doing the animatronics for Florida is doing it for Disneyland as well, and they're not hydraulics. They're not made for a water ride like the Splash Mountain animatronics are, and so that's part of the problem why they're having so many issues with these animatronics. And I agree with you. They look amazing. They look really cool, especially the ones that have full movement. They obviously, are very fluid when they're working, but that's been the biggest issue is, seeing that it's not just they're not working sometimes, but then you have other issues going on with, the ride stopping and having people having to be evacuated. What about you, Cordy? Have you been keeping up on the grand opening of Tiana's?
I'm just waiting for ours to come. I'm looking forward to that. Like I don't want to get too much in the weeds with with all of that. I just want to see ours and just enjoy it and like experience it, I guess.
Even the merch is based around the Disneyland one. If you look at some of the stuff for Tiana's here, like the picture frame and the wind-up toys are single row logs. They're not double row logs. So they're literally making the merch based around the Disneyland property.
Interesting.
And attraction ride style than the Disney World one. So I'm like, okay, I understand. They didn't really do that. Well, I guess they kind of did that for Splash Mountain too, because most of the time you just saw the critters in a row. You saw the Brairs in a row on the logs for the shirts. So they think they did the same thing, but I wonder if there are some Easter eggs on the merch. Like they do leave the rabbit on the picture frame, and on the wind-up toy, you still have the rabbit on the head of the log, which I'm either thinking they left it on purpose or they just forgot to take it off.
Well, it's kind of funny they would do that because they didn't put the rabbit's head on the actual logs, ride. Or actually not the rabbits, but they didn't even put Lewis's head on the logs. That would have been really cool, right? Or one of the other characters on the logs, or some of the characters.
The armadillo. Everyone's loving the armadillo. Yeah,
it's so funny. He has no words. He doesn't say anything. He's around on the ride. But there are clues because he actually is helping the critters out. I don't know if you guys know this, but Armadillo, when you see him on the ride, he's actually going around helping the different musicians with putting their instruments together. And if you pay attention to the cues or the clues in the queue as well as on the ride, then you can piece everything together. And there's some videos out there on YouTube where people have started to cover it, and it's kind of cool. But is it Larry? No, what's his name?
Larry. Larry the Armadillo. Yeah, and there's no merch for him. Like that's good. I'll give them 2 weeks. There's going to be shirts rolling out or something.
Oh yeah,
someone's going to make those.
Yeah, they'll probably definitely will. And they just opened the Critter Co-op. It's called the Critter Co-op, right? I think
Critter Co-op.
Critter Co-op.
Disney likes using the word co-op. It does.
Yeah. Actually, let me see here because I actually have the page to show you guys. Let me bring it up. So this is coming from WW Magic's website because they just opened the Critter Co-op literally 1 day ago. They didn't open it with the grand opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And it's funny because if I read it correctly, where does it say? I think it's down here. The gift shop did not open with the opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure on June 28th. Due to the anticipated demand, the merchandise range was instead offered at the high-capacity Main Street Emporium. So
nothing sold out, by the way. Nothing sold out.
I don't think a lot of things. There's some cool things. Like I think the Firefly is going to do well, obviously, but I don't think they're going to be selling out.
They have a lot of those. When I was there the other day, I think Saturday, I was there, and they were rolling around at fireworks, like cases of the Fireflies for people to buy at night. So they have more than like they. I think they expected this to be their better selling thing out of everything besides like the lounge fly or something like that. But even those were still sitting on the shelves at like 10 o'clock, walking out 3 days after the ride opened. No virtual queue for the merch. No like tapping in for like same with like the 50th or some of the stuff like that where you had to actually like scan in and wait. It was just like, nah, there's a line, you can go in. And then by the end of the day, the line was gone. Like they just said, all right, go ahead. Like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hit, you could just walk through the store and pick the stuff up. Like, okay, this is telling.
So one thing I noticed when, by the way, the store, I love the theme of it, but it looks very much like, Splash Mountain with the vines that have been, changed, or the, what do you call it? The briar patch. But look at this. I thought this was kind of interesting. The Bayou Bobcats, they advertise them here. Oh, and then they advertise them right here. Oh, and they advertise them right here. It's like, how many times can you put the same poster up in the same store? Don't you guys want to diversify? I mean, they got a different poster here. Couldn't they put something elsewhere? Just kind of weird, So, let's bring Isabel back. No worries. You're good. But I just thought that's kind of weird. They're doing so much. but yeah, they finally have the store open, so that's good. Obviously, you've got Tiana's ears, you got the Spirit jersey. Looks like, is that a picture frame? Oh,
no.
What is that?
I don't think it's not a pic. The only picture frame is actually of the ride, and they have like
Gotcha.
a blue wave behind it, and it's kind of odd. Like, why is there a blue wave? I don't know. It's a weird picture frame.
Gotcha. All right.
But I don't see anything different from what they had in Main Street. There's one piece of merch with Prince Naveen on it, and it's the Loungefly for the ride.
Oh,
like that's a little bit interesting. And I was also surprised the Spirit jersey doesn't have Tiana or any of them on it. It is just the Critters and Louis. Louis. Right? I don't.
Louis.
Whatever the alligator name. Louis.
Yeah,
calling
Louis.
him Louis. No one's corrected me. Oh my god. Well, I've only watched
Louis.
the movie.
It's all the same. Well, hey, Damien, Living Dead fam, have you been keeping tabs on the grand opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Can't hear you. I think you're muted.
There we are. Yes, I actually have. I told myself I would avoid the spoilers, but no, I can't help myself. I've been been watching all the ride-throughs, and I'm really excited. I'm stoked to have the log ride come back to Disneyland again. I'm gonna definitely miss Splash Mountain, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what all the Imagineers have done with the attraction and how they reimagined it to fit with what's current, what's up to date these days. And no, I'm excited. I really am. I can't wait to get on it and get wet again on Splash Mountain.
Oh, did you say Splash Mountain?
I'm always going to call it Splash Mountain. It's going to take years before I can even call it Tiana's Bayou Adventures. So.
I feel the same.
You can't. Okay, I had the problem with that too because I literally had to stop myself, man. Tiana made me so. Oh God, don't say that. Like, there's too many things that just like I finally wrote. Oh God, I can't say that. Like, it's just like don't know what to say. I'm just gonna say Splash Mountain because like literally every time I'm like, that sounds wrong. That sounds wrong. That sounds.
Well, I'm sure then the acronym's gonna come up, right? Are they calling
let's
it
meet at TBA?
TBA, right? I'm sure that's Disney likes throwing acronyms out there, so I think that's the next one. TBA.
Okay, first non-Disney family that goes down there for a vacation where they're saying, let's go to TBA or meet at TBA. to be announced?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's being announced?
That's funny. Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think we're excited. Are you excited for the new ride?
Yeah, I think it's been years
since
I've been on it to begin with. We weren't able to ride it at the end. At first, I was really hesitant about the change. The nostalgia, but now as I've looked at New Orleans differently, I think it just makes sense. And so I think I've embraced it and I'm now excited about it. But that wasn't my first initial reaction. I think I had to pout about it for a little while. And change is always hard, but change is constant. Change is constant. Change is constant. So let's go. Let's do it.
Yep. And Hope, I know you want us to cover a bunch of stuff tonight, but I just want to let you know we're probably not going to cover a bunch of announcements because we have a lot of guests and we have a lot of things to cover tonight. So we will do it in I come to my channel on Wednesday, Hope, and I promise I will do all your announcements for you. Okay. With that, Isabel, we haven't heard from you yet. So what do you think about Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
So I was fortunate enough to do the last splash. It was so fun. And the nostalgia was, we were really against it. I was like, I told Cordy at one stream, I was like, what is this turning into Tiana land? Like, it just was, but after seeing the ride, like, I think it looks really cute. I know that everybody's upset that it's not this like thrill ride, but like I'm coming from like a mom of a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old. So I think the story's cute, and I'm excited. I do feel bad for Florida because so many things have been going wrong. But I feel like they're troubleshooting so that it doesn't mess up here, which is I'm hoping that that's what's happening. But we'll see. I think I'm more curious to see what they're going to do here with it being such a long line. And, you know, like with last year when Haunted Mansion opened with the overlay, the line went all the way back. And I'm thinking, what are you guys going to do with the line when it comes to Disneyland?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious as to how they're going to maneuver that kind of stuff. But I'm excited for it. I think it looks cute. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I wonder, do you think it'll be more, what do you guys think as far as like, do you think it'll be more popular here at Disneyland than it, I'm kind of feeling that, you know, in Walt Disney World? I don't know.
I do. I think that the demographic for California and Anaheim specifically, I think is ready for this. And I do think it's going to be more popular here than in Florida.
I hope people get scared away so that it's not as long.
Well,
I'll get on, you know.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say the person I know that did virtual queue yesterday said the wait time was about 18 minutes. They were group 16, I think. The Genie Plus line was a walk-on. That was consistently a walk-on throughout the whole day. So I'm for all I know, the DAS change thing is helping, and that's doing its thing to make whatever is going on. But I think Disneyland's will probably do better because it doesn't have the same amount of dead zones. Like, it's a shorter ride track to begin with, and it seems like that'll 100% help with the issues people had here, which were like, okay, nothing's going on for 3 minutes or 2 minutes, and then there's something. And I think theme park or brought up before, like there's dead zones in Pirates of the Caribbean too. It's just, I think people noticed it because you're critiquing a ride. You're looking at it for the first time. You're going to notice a long section of dark, especially since it's darker than it was before. Like, a lot of the scenes they're making look night throughout the whole ride. And like, I don't think Splash was never really meant to be like dark at night. It was like daylight during most of it. And then you went to the laughing place and it got dark. So that's why I think people are noticing more, just because it is a much darker ride. Have your auto exposure set right, because trying to get Louis the right time without it going completely white, like get on that when you're filming. Tab him. He's gonna. I'll say that was a pain. I'll just say that.
So I kind of have shared my thoughts and feelings. What's happening with Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Disneyland. So we've had a lot of issues with, they're digging up that whole area because of the plumbing and because of the wiring. Actually, they're doing all the plumbing and wiring at Haunted Mansion as well. And obviously, they need to put that store in next door. So a couple of reasons why they're going to be shutting off that pathway going from New Orleans over to Galaxy's Edge is because one, they need to tear down the bridge that goes over the Tiana's Bayou Adventure ride at the end because it's not up to code, and obviously they got a lot to do. There's so much to do that I really honestly don't think the ride's going to open this year in 2024. I think it's going to be delayed till 2025, and they haven't even said how long that area is going to be closed between New Orleans and Galaxy's Edge, which I think it's going to be closed for quite a while, just because they're having all these issues. And then I'm hoping that we don't have the same animatronic issues, but I have a feeling that since the same company is doing it, we may have that issue. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, they've been getting the logs going, and you've probably seen it from some of us putting shorts on there and showing in our live streams, which is cool to see it going. Personally, I'm not excited about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I think they did a terrible job in Florida, but as far as getting back on the ride and getting wet, yeah, it's the same ride, and it's going to be, as far as getting on the ride and riding around.
You don't get as wet. You don't. They don't have the cannons. You don't get as wet. It's not the same ride. I'm just saying.
Well, they don't have the cannons.
I walked off
end.
dry.
Wow.
But you have a double. You have a double one. We have a single one. Log flume.
That's a good point. I sat in the center too.
Do you guys have like one of the on ours? I don't know if it's going to stay that way. Where you got the most wet on the was it like that first huge? I mean, you got drenched. I mean, it was like a huge bucket getting. If you're in the front row, you're done. Do you guys
So
have
that
those, or-
there's a second drop. So like you go up to the little one, and then you go around to where everyone can see you going around right now into the swamp, and then you go up again, and you're in like the back part of the mountain. There's a decent splash when you get to the first inside part. So when you go into the first inside part, you get a decent splash. But the big splash was always the cannons, because they sprayed extra water on you. Like, it's just like, okay, we are going to get you wet. And then like the people on the bridge get wet, which, you know, some people didn't like. I thought it was a cool thing. You know, it's hot out. It's Florida. I want to get cooled off. But that decision, I think, is fine in terms of making people not be as like, oh, I don't want to ride this because I'll get wet. Like, you get the same amount of wet as you do in Pirates of the Caribbean, at least the one here where you're getting the cannon splash on you. So that's kind of like a similar level of wetness. It's not like Grizzly River or Kali River Rapids anymore, where you're getting soaked and you're walking around squishy. Like, no squishy walk. So that's good. No one wants to watch squishy.
You know, we had guests in the background, and I was going to have them join, and now they're gone. So let me see if I can get a hold of them again.
Sorry.
No worries. But I do want to talk about something else. So let's see if we can bring that up real quick. Hold on one second. I apologize. I'm getting messages from a couple different people. Let's see. Oh, did we get? There we go. So everyone, we also have Donnie and Jen. I was going to add you guys, and all of a sudden you disappeared. I was like, where'd they go? So everyone, good friends of the channel, Donnie Land. It's Donnie from Donnie Land and Jen's Crochet from Donnie Land and Jen's Crochet. How are you two doing? Are you guys doing okay? Hello?
Hello there.
Hear us right now, but for some reason,
yeah, we can hear you now.
I don't know what's going on. Sorry.
Yeah, Donnie, we can hear you. No? Oh, so I guess they can't hear us. Maybe.
Hello.
Well,
can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you, but
okay, good.
I don't know if you can hear us.
Yeah, I don't know. We were having technical issues. Sorry about that.
Are you watching us on the TV?
I had to go out. I got you guys balloons.
Oh.
Aww.
You guys are number one.
Oh, thank you, Jen. All right, so Donnie and Jen, I guess you guys can't hear us.
We got you each balloons.
I don't think they can hear us.
Turn your speakers up. I guess.
Yeah,
it's messed up.
Turn your volume up. I can't do sign language.
If you can hear us, we'll try and log
I'm bad at this.
in.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm going to put them backstage again and see if they can join us again. All right. 1 second here. I need to send a link to a guest link to one other person. So let me send it here. Okay, there we go. So we have another guest with us in just a moment besides Jen and Donnie Land. So let's go ahead and go on to our next topic, which is going to be, besides camps. Oh, sorry, I almost ruined it. Besides Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we had another thing open last week, and that was Camp Snoopy at Knott's Berry Farm. And I got to tell you, I was kind of excited about going to this thing, and was so disappointed once I got there. So I know that the Cab Family Adventures there. I know that Living Dead Family. You guys went there too, right? Oh, you didn't? Oh, never mind. What am I talking about? I know the Cab Family was there.
We intended to, but didn't get a chance.
Gotcha. Okay, Cordy, did you go to it?
It's a daytime event.
Oh, that's good. Did you go at all this past weekend?
I did. I went for my first summer nights.
Okay, perfect. And what about you, Winks? Did you go?
No, I did not get a chance to make it yet, but I'm gonna go either Friday or sometime this weekend. But it was one of those things I did kind of see it, but then I quickly turned off because I saw the shows. I was like, oh, I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Well, Summer Nights is awesome. It's really cool.
It looks super cool, and I didn't realize that they had the same kind of bands and stuff as the rooftop concert. So I was like, I saw it was almost, I think it was even the same band, and I was like, oh whoa! I was like, I quickly turned it off because I wanted to be surprised the first time that I went. So I was like, I've seen a little bit of the snippets here and there, but I've never experienced a Knott Summer Night, so I'm really excited to go check it out.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, before we continue on to Camp Snoopy real quick, let's bring on our other guest that just joined us, and that guest is Lorena Creole. How are you, Lorena?
I am doing great. I'm doing great after getting out of the Magic Kingdom parking lot at closing time and driving through one of our famous Florida rainstorms. And then I get home and there's no rain. So I am glad to be here. I've been listening to you guys on the way home.
Oh, well, thank you for being here. I know I was watching your live stream. Obviously, you saw that then. And I was like, is she going to make it to the show on time? Oh, she's still going to drive home. Well, listen, Danny, he was with us briefly. He had to leave for a family issue, and he's hoping to be back before the end of the show. But he did want to say hi to you and thank you for being on the show. So before we continue on, Lorena, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us where we can find you on your channels?
Oh, sure. I'm Lorena Creole. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on X with all kinds of crazy takes. And of course, you can find me on YouTube for various videos, live streams, spicy pop culture and sci-fi analysis. And I like keeping it real when it comes to theme parks here in Florida.
Well, thank you for joining us. And just like the Rogue attraction, Lorena has a great channel, and she covers all the different stuff at Walt Disney World. If you want to see what's happening over there, definitely check out both their channels. Obviously, Lorena also she does some really good podcasts from home. Let me tell you, she will cover all the stuff that's happening, like with the Acolyte. She also, does some really cool. She'll cover other, shows that are on. But also, she started this new show that Danny and I were. Well, actually, I think he missed it. The last one. It was me. It was, it was Rogue Traction. I can't remember if there. No, who was it? It was you, me, Ron. Who else was on?
Oh my gosh, I think Vash was on. Because I know Danny couldn't make it, and Ron from Follow the Bradley's Fun was on as well.
And what it is it's a show all about asking theme park streamers about the theme parks. What questions do you guys have? It's a really cool show that Lorena put on, and I believe, are you doing it again this Saturday?
Not this Saturday because it's Independence Day weekend, but we are the next Saturday, so hopefully you guys can join. We call it the War Room. It's just like bring your plans, bring what you want to do, what you plan to do, and we help you get through it all.
Yep. So we've only done one episode. We're going to be doing a second one. So if you want to, get your questions asked about theme parks, please come and join us. It's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy being on that show. So thank you, Lorena.
Thank you.
And you can also find her on the WW Pro. She's always on his shows and helping him out with stuff, and it's great. So thank you for being on the show with us today. We really appreciate it. We just got done talking about your favorite topic, though. And that was Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So I'm going to go back real quick for you because you haven't been able to give your 2 cents about this ride since it grand opened last Friday.
Oh, well, where should I start? I mean,
The way she starts her show. Wow.
Oh no, I have a long history with this particular attraction. Just to kind of catch people up for people who don't know. I grew up with the Burr Rabbit tales. My grandparents would tell them to me. My grandparents were born in the Jim Crow South. We watched Song of the South. I have the Uncle Remus tales. It's one of my favorite books that I've had from a kid. Splash Mountain was one of mine. It still is. top attraction to do, especially in the hot ass Florida summer. You went on there with the intention of being dripping wet when you got out. So it was just a wonderful attraction. So I was none too pleased when Disney decided that they wanted to change it. For reasons, for at least from the outside, from myself looking in, it's one thing if you want to change an attraction to say, you know what, we kind of want to update things, so we want to try it with a new IP. Okay, that's fine. But don't try to do it as if it's correcting some kind of wrong that did not ever needed to be corrected. So with that out of the way, this attraction, I think that it was put into use much too early. I think that there was a date that was given, we'll say at the Bob Iger C-suite level, which usually happens with engineering because I'm an engineer. C-suite will promise a date and not talk to engineering until long after the fact. So what you're seeing in Florida right now is you are seeing a combination of alpha testing and beta testing that should have been done way before any cast members got on the attraction. Because I think that it's for the people who do so much for you, for the people who bring the magic to the guests, you should at least give them an attraction that's running, and it's not stopping, it's not breaking down, it's not, all of that. But have seen people walking by, really excited about trying the attraction. Unfortunately, again, with the downtime, that's a big thing. I thought today was going to be the first day it was not going to go down at all. And right in the middle of my stream, it decides to boom,
Yeah, I saw that.
go down. Yeah, so many people around were just really disappointed. You really kind of like felt for them, because they wanted to get a chance to ride. But I will say by 9:45 p.m. it was actually running. So I'm glad it actually did that, so some people could go in and ride it. It's a cute ride. I will say that kids will enjoy it. I will say that before you take your kids, please do make sure that they are at least 40 inches tall, because there's nothing more disappointing than when the kids want to get on an attraction and they get there and they're not tall enough, to ride it. The story could definitely use some work, but it is what it is. I've went on it 3 times. It's pretty much a one and done for me. The merchandise is definitely better than the attraction. I will say that. They have a ton of merch that's there, although I would highly suggest skipping the hot sauce because it's just not worth it.
It's not a hot
It's
sauce.
not
It's not a hot sauce.
It's some kind of mass-produced thing, and it's not. Let's put it this way: the hot sauce packets that you can get at the parks are way better than the hot sauce that they put in the bottles. But one of my favorite, I know I'm going over a little bit, but one of my favorite pieces of merchandise has to be the water bottle for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It lights up under the bottom and it lights up in different colors, and then it's, and it's clear, and it's $17. So it's a nice, useful item. I liked it. I actually went and bought it. I did see the little bug in a jar. It is cute.
Show it. He's got it.
But it is cute. However, I will say this: it is pricey for the price that they're asking for it. And I've seen some people look and they see how much the price is, because I think it's like $32 or something like that. So if it's a choice, and this is what I'm seeing, a choice between the bug in the jar and the bubble one that you pay $30 for, it seems that the kids are going for the bubble ones more so than that.
It's not too off of the regular shoulder pluses, though, because they'll normally sit around $25 now. So it's kind of...
Yeah, this is 32.
Real quick before we continue on, let's try to bring Donnieland and Jen back. Are you guys there?
We made it.
Us?
I see people.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Because I don't think you guys could hear us before. We could hear you, but I don't think you could
Oh
hear
no,
us.
it was all messed up. Yeah, sorry about that. We had a backup plan, and that's what we had to jump to plan B. So
real quick, since we couldn't hear you earlier, so Jen and Donnie, why don't you tell us where we can find you and on your socials?
I'm on Instagram and I'm on
we're on all the socials.
Yeah.
Jen's Crochet and Donnie Land. We're on all the socials.
All right. Well, thank you. And so let's get back, Lorena. So you're talking about, the different merchandise that you have seen while you were showing it on your live stream today. And it was interesting going through the merch. And I agree with you. The merch seems like it's a little bit better than the ride.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better, but that's just my opinion. There's so many there's so many cute things that they have, items at pretty much every price point. So I think there's something for everyone. The picture frame I think is really cool. It's very unique how they put that together.
Yeah. So Rogue Attraction was saying that the log they're using though for that picture frame is a single log like they have at Disneyland, not at Walt Disney World, where it's a double log.
Yes, it is a single one and a little rabbit on the front. I noticed
that's what he said too, and I was like, really? That seems interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, okay, I guess it's an homage, kind of like in the queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. When you first walk into the building, up on the top of the shelf, there's like a little tiny rabbit. If you blink and miss it, if you weren't paying attention to it.
Well, I know you couldn't stay too long, Lorena. Are you able to stay with us a little bit longer, or do you need to take off?
I got like maybe about 5 minutes because I'm hitting the wall.
No problem.
You guys know what that's like.
Yes. Well, I know it's really late over there, so I appreciate you being here, obviously. But we do have another friend of yours who's going to be added to the stage here, and everyone, I'd like to welcome Vash Sky.
Well. Hello. How is everybody doing today? Glad to be here. I do apologize that I'm late. I did not mean to be, but looks like I came in at the perfect time because, man, you're filling up here, Bob.
We are. So, but I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm glad you got to be on with Lorena while she's here as well. Everyone, this is Vash Guy, good friend of our channels as well as myself, and he has a show called That Park Place that he's on, as well as That Park Place Online, where I'm with you on Tuesdays, and it's a lot of fun to be on. But why don't you tell us where we can find you on your socials so that everyone can come and watch you?
Oh, the best place to find me is going to be at Vash Sky. It's right down there. Just go ahead and type it into the little X box, I guess. X Twitter box right there. Should pop up. And that is the best place to find me. Like Bob already mentioned, at That Park Place on YouTube. And I'm also at That Park Place Podcast Online on YouTube as well. Or That Pod Place, if you type that in, should pop up as well. I make appearances on the Pro Show, make appearances on the Lorena Show. So I'm everywhere. You just gotta look and try to find me. That's all that is.
Very cool.
Star Tours.
Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And by the way, while we're at it, I know that we talked about this earlier, but if you're just joining the show tonight and you haven't heard the news, we do have a brand new channel. So you will no longer have to be on Cordy's or mine or Theme Park Casual's channel to watch the Park Streamers Hangout. We actually have a brand new logo and we have a brand new channel on YouTube, and I hope that all of you will take the time to go and sub to that channel. It's at Park Streamers, and this is the page. This is what it looks like. Look at that. Right now, we actually have, we have 46 subscribers. Woo! And earlier, I know that, what happened to my comments? There's my comments. Thank you so much, Zomembi. Zomembi brought it up and said, hey, Park Streamers Hangout is at 45 subs. Well, now we're at 46. So if you guys haven't taken the time to go over to our new page, please go there. We're going to be streaming from that page from now on. And we're so excited to, have this new YouTube page. We do have one piece of content up, as you can see there. It's Mickey and Minnie wishing everyone a good night. And there's Goofy too. So he's there. It's so cute. And look at that. We already have wow, well over 400 views on that. And we just released that today, this afternoon. So I hope you guys will take the time to go to our new channel and check it out. And obviously hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when we do go live for the Park Streamers Hangout, which is every 2 weeks on May at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So thank you so much for being here and watching us as always. So with that, let's see. Well, let's go on to our next topic real quick, because I want to talk about that, and that is over at Knott's Berry Farm. In addition to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we had a grand opening on the West Coast, and that was Camp Snoopy. And so I had the opportunity to go there the day that they actually opened. Now, they didn't open until 11 a.m. But when they did open, I'm going to share my screen here because I actually, I'll show you my live stream that I was doing. They actually had all these people standing here waiting for Camp Snoopy to open. And it was really interesting because I thought maybe they're going to do some sort of grand opening for this. This is going to be really, really cool. Well, I saw the check-in table for media, which is off to the right there, where those big double doors are, yellow double doors. And they didn't have anything. Well, apparently at 11 a.m., they had some of the social influencers with media and the Boys and Girls Club of Buena Park. They are doing a separate corporate type grand opening, but not with the public. So everyone's just kind of standing around here waiting for everyone to go in, which was kind of disappointing. And I was kind of hoping, well, what are they going to do? Well, they just opened up the lines. Everyone just went walking in like this. Now, one of the things that they normally do is they actually have a canoe up here on this waterfall, but it had Snoopy and Woodstock, and they took that down. The rumor is they're going to put it somewhere else in the Camp Snoopy Park, but they have that. They did add one little statue, and let me see if I can get to it without going too far here. There it is. You see that statue that's off to the left? Well, Snoopy's supposed to be holding a flag, and he's not holding the flag. So, okay, all right, no problem. Some of the people there with the shirts and the yellow necklaces around their neck, those are some of the other streamers that were there to cover the event. I saw Mondo, and this is where Mondo of Five Fires is, and I walked up to say hi to him, and he said, "Good luck." And I'm like, why? Well, I soon found out. So right here, and I'm going to pan up, there's supposed to be a clock there. Yeah, they still haven't replaced the clock in front of the store. That right there, sorry, I should have paused it, but that back there was the merchandise, by the way, in the store. Let me see if I can go back just a sec there. Okay, maybe a little more forward. Hold on one sec. Oh, wait one moment. Oh, there we go. I clicked off my screen. So as you come up here, you'll see some of the merchandise for Camp Snoopy. Now, this is the only Camp Snoopy store they have inside the park. So I would thought, okay, they're going to have a lot of Snoopy stuff to sell. And they do have a lot of Peanut stuff. But when you go into the shop and you look in there, see all that merchandise right there? I'm going to pan back down right there. All that merchandise right there is all they had for Camp Snoopy. And those yellow or green shirts that you see, they only had kid sizes. They had no adult sizes. Now, they did have a sweatshirt that you could buy that were in adult sizes and whatnot, but they were very limited on what they had. And given the fact that the store has been open for many, many weeks, kind of disappointing they didn't have more stuff. Everyone, excuse me 1 second here. I apologize.
It's unbelievably disappointing that it just seems like Cedar Fair, Knott's Berry Farm, rushed this opening so badly. Rushed not only the merch rollout, which we can see with the limited merch available and this store not necessarily being 100% ready for showtime, but also to the land and some of the things that were either canceled or delayed or maybe things that haven't even started in terms of construction. Just really, really disappointing. But hey, Bob, don't worry. I'm sure things will get a whole lot better now that Six Flags Cedar Fair merger is complete. I'm sure it'll all work out, and this will be the last time we have anything like this.
If you guys are wondering who this guy is, the sunglasses, this is my famous brother. He's actually one of my mods, Chad, so you've probably seen him before. So, yeah, he was with me that day, and so is my daughter and my dad. We were all hanging out at the Camp Snoopy grand opening. Yes, and my daughter just told me that's her friend Reagan that was with her. So this over here, now area was the former theater for Camp Snoopy. And I was over here going, okay, I can't wait for it to open. But when I was there the week before, it didn't look like anything was ready to be open. And I see this and I'm like, what the heck is this? Well, instead of doing the theater, that big board you see in the background, yeah, that's where the stage was for the theater. They decided to turn this into a picnic area. Now they've got poles up and they have not put up I guess they're going to put some tarps or awning up to cover that area. So it'll be shaded, which will be nice. But it was kind of disappointing. They decided to put out just some picnic tables. Cab family, you were there, right, Isabel?
Yeah,
so what did you think of this?
We have umbrellas on the tables now. We went.
Oh.
My husband went Friday. Wait, what did it open Thursday? And then we went last night, and there was umbrellas up. I mean, I have my thoughts, but I want you to finish your thoughts.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to kind of go through this as quickly as I can. So one of the, whoops, I passed it. One of the other things they had open, I went too far back. There's chat again. Oh, I see it. Let me see if I can get it. I just passed it. One sec. Okay. So one of the new things they have is that they took the Beagle Express, which is right here, and they turned the locomotive into an electric locomotive. The week before, all they did was advertise on Instagram about it opening, come check out the grand opening. And I walked up to that employee there and said, oh, what time are you guys opening up? And he says, we're not opening up today. We don't know when we're going to open. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Yep, don't know when it's going to open, but they're having technical issues. I'm like, well, that's not good. So then after that, we came over here to this area. This is a Grizzly restaurant, and right here, they were supposed to build some patio area where you could eat out on the deck. And then down below, you have those little water pontoon bridges, kind of like what you have at Disneyland for Pirates Island. And those were being worked on. They're being refurbished, but they were not open. But they started putting water in there. You can see I'm putting my hand out because I was describing what's supposed to be there and what was not there. The other new thing they have is the Snoopy Tender Paw Twister Coaster. So this Tender Paw Twister Coaster, it goes around twice. So waiting in line, you do get it is worth it because you do have the opportunity to ride it twice in a row. But when I was here, I was trying to record the second run. We just missed the first one after they opened. And there were some other people standing around me, and it took a long time for them to get this going. Let me see if I can, oh, there we go. So this is what it looks like when it's running. And it should take off here in just a moment. Obviously, a lot of the employees are still in training, and so they were taking a long time to load people on and take people off. But I'll tell you what they were also doing after we see this go, because I'm going to watch this real quick and then chime in. There it goes. So it's a very short coaster. Like I said, they let you go twice. So it goes up and it comes around a little, loop. And then kind of zigzags a little bit here. And then it shoots off again, where it goes up and around one more time. And then it comes back to the station. And then once it goes into the station, it goes again a second time. Now, what you're not seeing here is that there were a lot of people who were upset that day because they're being told they could not ride the ride. Now, this is supposed to be a family coaster, and they were supposed to let everyone ride with the kids. And apparently what happened was that, we got some lag on the video. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know. Basically, what's happening is that they put dividers in the seats, and now adults cannot ride with their kids. Or if you're too big, you cannot ride the ride, and they're asking you to leave the ride. So this was really disappointing with this ride as well. The other thing was they were supposed to have Camp Swing. It was Sally's Swings, and they haven't even gotten close to having that open. So that was still behind walls. And then the last thing is this brand new ride, which is right here. This one right here is the Off-Road Rally. Let me see if I can go fast forward just a little bit, because I want to show you what it looks like when it's actually running. And then right next to this, there's a wall, but that wall, I believe, is going to be a meet and greet. And after this is the last thing to cover for Camp Snoopy. I think someone's going to be coming down just a moment. Let me see here. Oops, sorry. I clicked off it. I'm talking about the Huff and Puff that used to be here for the kids. They took that away, and they made the off-road rally a little bit longer. And I'm pretty sure the car was going to come shortly after this. But the car goes very, very slow, like even slower than the trucks they had before. And so I thought that was kind of disappointing. I thought it was going to be a lot faster ride. Not super fast, but I thought it'd go pretty quick like the trucks did. And this one goes a lot slower, and it should be coming up in just a moment, because I know I caught two of the vehicles going by. Oh, and there's Ariel again, and my dad, and Chad. Oh, I think I covered that, and then I came back. Let's see here. Oh, I passed it. Well, sorry about that. I'm not sure why I missed it there, but basically it's a very, very slow ride. I think, let me do this instead. I'm going to show this to you because I do have this up. I have this. I should have just showed you my short. That's it right there. So that's as fast as the ride goes. Very, very slow. I was like, wow, that's pretty slow. So altogether, yeah, they finally opened. I know that they were delayed, and mainly they were delayed because of the fact that they had a lot of rain going on. But I was kind of disappointed because I thought, wow, they are going to have everything ready. They're not going to, open this when it's not ready. And I feel like we got two rides, one Walt Disney World, and then of course, Camp Snoopy over here and the West Coast, and things just weren't quite ready to be, rolled out for everyone. So. What were your thoughts there, Isabel?
Okay, so backstory. Last year I went for Camp Spooky their first day, and there was nothing, no hoopla. The train was closed, like nothing was set, and so this time I didn't really have high hopes. But we want to be positive for our kids, so I'm disappointed personally. I'm disappointed. That open area, if they hadn't taken out airmail and the theater, then it would be a great place. But knowing what they took out to have that, I think I know that they canceled the theater, but I feel like then they should have done something different. So that was disappointing. And then we still haven't gotten to ride the train because they closed it early last night, so it wasn't even open. And normally it's only open on the weekends, like they don't open it during the week, so we haven't gotten to ride the new one. I've seen a video of it and it looks really cute. So if that was open, I think that would have made me feel better. I think I'm unhappy with what they took out to make what they have, like the camp bus is gone, and seeing that the coaster is the same size as Timberline Twister, that same area. And so why didn't they just move, make that cute little statue thing they have? We were calling it like a Mount Rushmore, but with Snoopy on it. It's like a rock carving. They could have moved that to like that little river area and just closed off that bridge and then kept Camp Bus so that there's more rides over there. But we haven't been able to ride the ride. And talking about people not fitting, Knott's is, you need to be thin to ride those rides at Knott's. Because, we can't fit on, and that's what my worry was. We were in line for the little roller coaster, but it broke down and we ended up doing something else because it was almost closing. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to be able to fit on this ride. Like, I know it. Like even before when it was Timberline Twister, I squeezed that thing on and I was thinner then. So I was nervous, and I even told our son, you might have to ride by yourself if I can't fit. And he says, well, you're going to fit, Mom, don't worry. And I'm like, okay, but we didn't get a chance to find out. But, I wish if they were going to have it tiny like that, they should have had one of those little seats outside to measure it.
Yeah.
like they have with the roller coasters, because Ghost Rider, same thing. I mean, if you can't fit on Ghost Rider if you're heavier either. But that was, I was worried about going on there. And then we did go on the little trucks. It was so slow. It is so slow. I did a little bootleg video. I like was hiding my phone, and I was gonna post it. You know, I was gonna be sneaky, and I'm just making all these little clips, but like making jokes. It was so funny. And my son's like, "It's okay, Mom. It's good." And it was so slow. And our 3-year-old thought it was great. And but our lights didn't work on our truck, so it was dark. And so my son's like, "The lights aren't working." I was like, "Yeah, you know, it's okay." And you know, it's a cute little, but there's like no music and like there's no audio. So like, why don't you have like Linus like taking us through the ride, or aren't you playing like some kind of music? But at one point we almost bumper carred the car behind us, almost like hit us a little bit. And she's like,
"Oh,
right." It was like a weird, because it was so slow that they were kind of, I don't know, maybe our truck was too heavy. I don't know, with all of us in it. I mean, it's cute. I wasn't impressed with it. I wish they
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, see Lorena and Rogue Attraction. It just doesn't happen on the East Coast. It's on the West Coast too, where things don't work or open when they're supposed to. So,
yeah, I'm thinking you guys bought Six Flags, but you couldn't do Camp Snoopy, right? Like, I don't.
Well,
like, that's why you couldn't do the theater, because you guys were buying Six Flags. But I don't know.
And she's bringing up something that just was supposed to be finalized today, which actually did, and that is Six Flags and Cedar Fair merge into one company, and now they are they are one of the biggest theme park companies out there. They've been renamed to Six Flags Entertainment. And so that just happened today, but we'll get back to that in a moment. Let's see. Cordy, what did you think about the grand opening? What did you think of Camp Snoopy when you went through it?
Well, I didn't go through it, but I tried not to watch too many things. I watched one where, I don't know, it was kind of sad because I saw, what I know of it from, previously, like I heard that the water wasn't filled in that little creek, the little creek.
They were filling it up that day, but it wasn't completely filled. They still had a long ways to go, and of course the bridges are incomplete. So
yeah, I just feel bad because it was like such a big thing, right? Like, oh, it's coming, and then it was a little bit delayed, right, from what I understand. So I was really rooting for that. But it's funny, and I've just started. I'm now a pro, of course, but I've only been going back to Knott fairly recently. But the first thing I noticed was the Snoopy and Woodstock missing. And that's like, it's kind of like iconic right here. So.
Yeah, are they supposed to bring that back, that canoe?
They are, but according to what my brother told me, that they're supposedly going to put it elsewhere in the park in Camp Snoopy. But the thing was, even remember that statue I showed you guys in the beginning of my video, and Snoopy's supposed to be holding a flag. He's not holding the flag. Well, Snoopy's angled more towards not the people, but towards the side of the wall. And I'm like, why is it angled that way? Shouldn't it be facing this way towards the crowds? I was just kind of dumbfounded by that. And don't get me wrong. Some of the rides are good, and once they get everything together, it's going to look great. My whole thing, and Danny and I talked about this, and I know he's not here, so I'll speak for him. But when we were talking about it, because he was like, "Man, I was watching your video." I'm like, "What the heck happened?" He goes, "These are theme parks. These are people who know theme parks, build theme parks. They've been doing it for years. Why can't they get their act together in making sure that these things are ready to go?" Now, if they're not ready to go, I get it, but don't give a date. And and kind of like I think that we've all been saying, regarding Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Disney, they weren't ready to roll it out. They wanted to roll it out no matter what, even though the Imagineers need more time. So the construction people, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's not ready to roll out. It's having all these major issues and problems. So,
I feel like Lorena said how she was saying how there was like no communication. Like one person needs more time, but no, sorry, we're like if there was like a disconnect or something. I don't know, and that like. maybe they needed more time, but these people like didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they would have waited, maybe it would have been good. But I know for me, I got my pass because I thought it was gonna open. And then we got our 3-year-old's pass because I thought, well, he'll now have more stuff to ride and I can ride it with him. But and because Jared, my husband, had his pass, and then our oldest had his pass, and they like to get on other rides. And so that's why I got ours. And then since it wasn't fully finished, that's why I'm like, well,
Right. Well, real quick, Lorena, I know you have to get going, so we'll go ahead and let you say goodbye. But before you go, please tell everyone where we can find you so we can watch you on your streams.
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks so much for having me on. I wish I could stay longer, but I'm like totally knackered. Folks, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on X. And of course, you can find me over on YouTube. And congrats for a whole year of Park Streamers Hangout.
Oh, thank you, Lorena. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great night.
Absolutely. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Lorena.
Oops. Sorry. Who did I just kick? Oh, sorry
Shannon.
about that. I
There
did
you
not
go.
mean to do that. I was trying to remove Lorena, and she did it at the same time I was taking her off. So sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So I know I want to hear more from Vash and Living Dead Fam Winks, but Donnie, Jen, are you guys going to Not Very Farm anytime soon? Or did you go recently?
That's something. Well, you know what? Hey, first off, it's a pleasure, and we're honored to be here on your anniversary, your birthday, whatever you want to call it. I know you guys. What is this, like episode 23 now, something like that, if I remember correctly? 24. Man,
Episode 24.
That's rocking, man. So we're honored. Thank you for having us. It's a total pleasure being here. But that's something I know you and I had spoke about. We're hoping that August thing will come up and they'll have that special, and we'll have to like everything else, roll it around in our heads about the money thing and see if we can do it or not. But hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So what Donnie and I were talking about is that they start selling the passes for 2025 in August. And so if you buy your pass then, you get to go to Knott's Berry Farm for the rest of 2024 and all of 2025. So it really makes it worth it if you don't have a current pass. And that happens with everything. If you buy the front line fast lane pass, or you buy the food pass, or the what is it called? The I can't even think of it. Meal plan. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Cordy. You buy the meal plan. It's all good the rest of this year into 2025. So it's a great deal. And I think Donnyland and Jen are going to take advantage of that. Winks, the Living Dead Fam, are you guys going to the Knott's Berry Farm soon?
Yeah, we just recently went. We did a live stream, about a week ago, and we had a blast. The rock, the summer nights, incredible. The entertainment is just on point there. The bands that we saw, not only the rock band that was on stage, they also do like a little swing, like a big band, and with swing dancers there on the other stage. So and they alternate sets at the different stages. So it's the entertainment's constantly throughout the night there. There's never like downtime, which is great. There's always something to see there at the nighttime. So highly recommend checking out the nighttime entertainment. There's like a different buzz in the air. So we even tried the churro, the stuffed. Oh my goodness, help me out. Someone that's been s'mores, the stuffed s'mores churro. It was interesting. It was there wasn't much churro taste to it. I was expecting a little bit more of the a traditional, and of course I'm going to compare it to the Disneyland churro. It's you really can't compare Knott's churros to Disneyland, but it wasn't bad. It was they took like the melted marshmallow. Like it takes time. They have to actually cook it and scorch the marshmallow on top. But it was flavorful. It was tasty, but it's not the same like a Disneyland churro. But yeah, so we need to go back and we need to try all the other summer offerings they offer there. But the entertainment's great. We have not been there for the whole Camp Snoopy thing yet, but I know my brain is wired for haunt season. So I'm gonna be like, okay, what can they do here? Where are the monsters gonna jump out of here? Like, are they gonna reroute things? I'm excited. I can't wait for Knott's to announce their mazes there in Camp Snoopy, or a maze or a scare zone. They usually do at least one maze and one scare zone there. So I'm already looking forward to what's to come for this haunt season there for Knott's Scary Farm.
Very cool. And Winks?
Yeah, I'm going to be going probably Friday or sometime this weekend. So I haven't seen anything lately. I haven't actually been in quite a while, but I'm looking forward to seeing everything and checking it out once over. But I am kind of bummed to see that the stuff it does, like was mentioned earlier, it does kind of feel like Camp Snoopy was a little bit rushed, and there should have been a little bit more time given to finish everything, so that way it could have been, fully immersive for everybody. And then to hear that some people aren't able to ride the roller coaster, that's kind of a bummer, because I was hoping that it was going to be something that the full family could ride,
Well, that was the whole point, is that it's supposed to be a family coaster. When they talked to all the family members or the guests, and they said, hey, what is it that you want at a Camp Snoopy? They said, we want to be able to ride the rides with our kids. And they said, great. And so they have the right idea. I just don't know how they screwed up with the roller coaster by putting a divider in between. Those coasters are pretty small. They were the previous one. I had a hard time getting in there with Ariel, much less in Jaguar with my daughter. So, and she's getting really tall now, so there's no way I could ride with her in some of those rides. So I was looking forward to this one too, and it's like, oh, well, I guess not. I guess I'll stick with Sierra Sidewinder. So real quick before we continue on, we have some guests in our chat that have been very, very nice. All of you have been great, and thank you so much for wishing us a happy anniversary. I know Trish had done this early on the message. Winks also congratulated us on 1 year anniversary, so thank you, Winks. I appreciate that. But we do have some people that gifted us memberships, so I just want to say thank you to all of them. So Ruby Hoove, thank you so much. You gifted one Berry Place 28 membership to my channel, and I really appreciate that. Slim Devon, who's always so generous, by the way, Slim, you are very, very generous, and I appreciate it. You gifted a membership to me, but not just once, but you did it twice and a third time, and then you went over to Cordy's channel and you also gifted a membership to Cordy's channel. Brian Sevilla also gifted a membership to Cordy in California, so thank you so much for that. And then Zomembis, oh my goodness, 5 gifted memberships to Cordy in California, so those are amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time to gift those memberships and support our channels. We can't say thank you enough. Cordy, do you want to say anything?
No, you guys are just such an amazing community. We just appreciate you guys so much. Like, love you guys.
Well, wait, what's this? Brian's like, Cordy in California, thanks, Vash. Oh, we can now play tic-tac-toe with the Park Streamers squares. That is true.
Yeah.
We're Hollywood squares, I'm like dating myself.
I was thinking Brady
too
Bunch.
Funny. What's that, Brady Bunch? Yeah, we could do it now, right? Here's the story. A bunch of streamers.
Yeah.
Very cool. What's that? Oh, did I miss
Hi,
anything?
Linda Lou.
Linda Lou. Hey, what's happening? See, I didn't even see you there because you snuck into the channel and I'm gonna be next to Winks here. All right.
I did,
Linda.
and I had to ask you, Barry, about Camp Snoopy.
Oh.
Do you miss all the horns from the semi trucks?
Yes. So you know what? Okay, yes and no. Because here's the funny thing. When I went over there, I'm like, dang, it's really quiet over here. What's going on? And I'm like, oh, they took the horns away. I forgot. I love the horns. For anyone that didn't know, on the trucks they had before, they were like semi trucks, and the kids had horns that they could, squeak. And it was kind of cool. And then after about 3 minutes, you're like, okay, can someone take that horn away from that kid or that kid over there? But it was a lot of fun. It was neat. I mean, obviously, I remember when my daughter was really young and she would get there and she would, squeak it. And I thought it was cute, But yeah, it's a little quiet now. And like I said, I felt like the trucks ran a little bit faster than those cars. And by the way, here's the other thing I didn't bring up is that when they load these cars, they're loading them one at a time slowly. It's like the trucks, you loaded all these kids up onto the trucks and they all ran together and it was great. This one, they go one out. And by the way, the wait time for coming back to the station, you're waiting forever to get off the vehicle. So obviously those are things that they're going to get overcome, right? They got brand new cast members who are, learning the new rides and everything like that. I just was a little disappointed. Look, Living Dead fan was so disappointed they got up and left. I'm just kidding.
Plug in my Mac or you're going to lose us.
Oh, that's not good.
First world problem. I'm like, where's the charger?
Something I wanted to show. Oh, you know what happened? It disappeared on me. Hold on one second here, everyone. I think when I lost my internet connection earlier. So when I lost it, I think my page disappeared. 1 second here. So there we go.
Go back up in a second.
Bring it up. Let's do this. Huh. Okay, let me close that page. And this is the bummer. I had it all up and ready to go to show you guys.
While he's doing that, I just want to say I've gone to one summer night and I love it. Like, I cannot wait to go back.
Tell us, what'd you like?
So much fun. So much fun. But yeah, and I noticed how they have like every night, right, is a different group of bands playing.
Mm-hmm.
So that I like that too. So then you have to go like every night so you can see them all.
Cordy, did they have the DJ at that on the roof of that one building across from Johnny Rockets?
No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, so they didn't have the DJ the night I was there either, and I was really disappointed that they didn't have the DJ. But the night I was there, they had Mike Dangerously and the Royal We, as well as Holy Crow Jazz Band. But on the weekends, they have a lot more to offer, and Danny was showing that. And then did you do a live stream while you were there, Cordy?
No, I just went to check it out. But it was a Saturday, so they were open until 11. And but yeah, the DJ would have been cool.
That's good to know about the bands, though. I didn't know that I thought it was the same thing reoccurring every night. That's great to know. So you have to go every night to actually see all of the performances. That's good.
Yeah.
And then you kind of won't see the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to plan out. Like, okay, tomorrow's 90s. I think, what was it? 90s, and then they have like
Monday nights. Yeah, tonight's is the 90s band. And I don't have the schedule with me right offhand, but yeah, they have a great set of bands that play throughout the week, but they're the same bands every week, so you can't miss out on the bands. If you just go whatever night they're playing, and you'll see them. At least they're consistent. And I'm excited to have them back. In fact, I'm going to see if we can get maybe Mike Dangerously and the Royal We band on our show on the Park Streamers Hangout to talk about what it's like to play at Knott Summer Nights. Nice. And they're also doing a residency over at Great America, so it'd be great if we can get them on board to chat with us and have a conversation.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be real cool.
Yeah. Okay, so well, I'm going to rely on my friend Vash here. I'm not sure if you could do this, Vash. And I apologize for calling on you here, but you're good at bringing this stuff up. Do you have anything on the merger for Cedar Fairs and
I
Six
sure
Flags
do.
today?
I have it right here. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah, if you could do that, I appreciate it.
No problem at all. This is probably the biggest theme park news outside of a couple other stories, but this is really big because you're talking about, a behemoth, as is described right here by Deadline. Six Flags and Cedar Fair complete merger in $8 billion deal, creating amusement park giant that includes Knott's and Magic Mountain updated. This is by Denise Petsky and Tom Tapp right here. The long-expected merger of the theme park operators Cedar Fair and Six Flags has finally closed, creating the Six Flags, called today, quote, the largest and most diverse amusement park operator in North America. The newly combined behemoth will operate under the Six Flags name and appropriately trade under the ticker symbol FUN. The new Six Flags boasts an impressive portfolio of 42 parks stretching across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, including Magic Mountain and Knott's Berry Farm, in Southern California. As a result of the deal, combining two companies that operate in different parts of North America, $120 million in cost savings is expected within 2 years of the closing of the all-stock deal. It also says that Richard Zimmerman, the former CEO of Cedar Fair, will serve as CEO of this newly combined company. And also Salim Basul, which has been a very controversial CEO over there at Six Flags, will be the executive chairman of the board of directors. So this is this was a merger. This was not an acquisition. This was just the forces coming together right here. The DOJ was looking into this because obviously could violate some antitrust because of just how large this was. But they gave the approvals, I think last week, and the shareholders met, approved the deal. This was, I think, a couple months ago. So this has been in the works for quite some time here. You'll note that SeaWorld attempted to purchase Cedar Fair at one point, and Cedar Fair was like, nope, not going to do that, because I believe this deal had been in the works for quite some time. So I think this might be going on 5 years now. For my estimate.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, Alan. Wait, am I having my connections again? This is crazy. Nothing's working for me right now. I apologize, everyone. I'm having some internet issues here. But Alan Smithy posted, fun is down 2.24 during today's trading. So that's hilarious. Thank you for the humor there, Alan. I had some apprehension about this, and I don't know about you guys, because Six Flags has not done a very good job with running the parks. I let my pass go a year ago last summer because they just weren't doing a very good job. And
did we lose Bob?
We lost the host.
Well, I do have the map of the parks here. I did, and then I lost them as well. Oh, here we go. So Six Flags right here posted the map of all of the parks under their portfolio right now. It is massive. I would have to think that long term, some of these properties might be going away. So, yeah, because you'll see some of them are bunched up really close together, and it doesn't quite make sense to have so many parks within close proximity of each other. So I would think that there would be downsizing at some point. They're saying no. They're saying they're going to keep as many properties open as possible, which is good in the short term. But and maybe they can diversify their clientele even further. So like Six Flags Magic Mountain, for example, they really service like an older teen demographic with thrill rides and so forth. Maybe Knott's can maintain its family-friendly atmosphere, and so that way you can have both parks, even though they're within relatively close proximity, exist or coexist. Somebody's phone.
That's a phone call.
Let's get a Skype.
Someone.
Can you hear me?
It might be Bob trying to ring back in. That's what's going on there.
Who's going to let Bob in? He was letting us all of us in.
Yeah, exactly. Who's got the link? Get Bob the link right here. Let's get him back on. No, I mean this is some huge news right here, and this might be why. Camp Snoopy might have opened in the state that it did in order to kind of get some of these financials. What do you want to say? Not have these things kind of backed up. Have a clean slate so that way you can open. I don't know, when this merger is complete. On the corporate side of things, your finances are as clear as possible. That might have been why. You know what I'm saying? I lack the verbiage to explain it properly.
I get what you're saying.
I think you know what I'm saying.
Vash, I'm curious. Do you think that after this merger, they'll try to go after Hershland and Dolly Parton's type of thing? Because I guess that equals the other big, non-big, it's SeaWorld, it's a bunch of other aquariums, it's a bunch of other. If you look at their portfolio, I can't see that. Like this seems to be it because I can't see it like any type of governmental thing saying, all right, so every non-Disney or Universal park is going to go under one banner. And, like I can't see them doing that in terms of allowing that type of merger. I don't see Dollywood or SeaWorld going to want to be like capitulating either.
What is the head entity of Dolly World? Because I thought
it's
it's
Herschend's Entertainment.
Gotcha. Okay.
HRESCHEND. So they do own a couple of regional like aquariums, bunch of like dinner show things, and like they are represented in a bunch of different states, including Alaska. It looks like I guess the aquarium up there, stuff in New Jersey. Like they're spattered around the country type of deal.
Well, it sounds like they have some silos that maybe Six Flags might not necessarily be interested in. It looks like they're targeting simply just theme parks right now. So that's kind of the other thing to keep in mind here. The consolidation that we're seeing in this segment is, well, I mean, with this move is surreal. And maybe the DOJ thought that because of the amusement, I should say the regional theme park segment, does have some competition in place. Maybe they thought that, okay, we'll go forward with this, but I just can't see more consolidation in the space being approved because now we're 42 parks, guys. This is a lot. This is huge. And also too, Six Flags has a large international presence, at least with its licensing and so forth. So I mean, this is some severe stuff. Now, we were talking about Camp Snoopy before. And I could see them moving the slate around in order to front load this in terms of the finances and get this off the books here. We'll have to see whether or not they go back into Camp Snoopy and improve things after this whole merger, and that's really the open question. There's a lot of policies that have to be ironed out here because I know that Cedar Fair used to be part of I can't remember the name right now, but it was a load, unload, what is it? So when you load onto a ride, for example, right, there's a system of checks that a team member or cast member, I forget the terminology that Knott's Berry Farm uses, but Cedar Fair cast members used to go through that process. That was kind of the a gold standard for the or a standardized way of ensuring that you're in, that your lap bar is secure, that your seatbelt is restrained, and so forth. Six Flags didn't have that system. One of the reasons why Cedar Fair had that system is because of insurance reasons. Six Flags didn't. So now, what happens with that? Does Six Flags take on that system themselves? And we know that, in some cases, seatbelts now maybe have to be applied to some of those attractions in order to maintain or be included in that system. So there's a lot of operational things that need addressing. Obviously, Cedar Fair has maybe a higher standard when it comes to maintenance and friendliness and prices being more value oriented than Six Flags. I know Salim Basul got into a lot of hot water over his premiumization project the last few years until most recently when it was like, you know what, we're actually going to invest in the parks. There's a lot of things to iron out here, and I don't know really where this goes from here, to be quite honest with you. Is anybody worried that Cedar Fair takes on a more Six Flags oriented approach?
I think Cedar Fair will not go the route of making things worse for them, because I think Six Flags has a reputation. Everyone knows the Six Flags reputation.
Right.
You don't want your theme park to become a Six Flags. Like that's the joke in theme park communities. Like I remember Great Adventure when I used to live up in New York, and that was like, there was a vibe. And I never got that vibe from Cedar Point. I haven't been there in a long time, but when I was there, it was a very clean, very nice park. Great Adventure, you got the people in their, underage drinking, going in, blah, blah, blah. You get that vibe. I don't know if Magic Mountain over in California is that way or was that way, but I know I'm just speaking from personal Six Flags I've been to in the Northeast, and you don't want that taste continuing, especially since I don't think that was really there for Cedar Fair, like for Cedar Point at all. Like I've never experienced that type of vibe from it, at least the few times I've been there.
Yeah. There is disparity between these parks, and especially between these chains. I know Six Flags has gotten kind of a bad reputation lately when it comes to park investment and when it comes to, like I said, maintenance before and so forth. I know there was a beautification effort for a little while there, but the severe price increases that Salim Basul instituted to try to follow to follow Bob Chapek's coattails kind of thing. He was like, hey, that's what we should do. And it's like, but you're not Disney. So that became a huge problem right there. Reduced a lot of the perks that used to come with annual passes. Upcharged for those, got rid of the meal plans. I know there were some disparaging things about the clientele that they wanted, and they didn't want to necessarily have like Walmart type customers. They actually said this on earnings calls. It's crazy. So it's given the theme park community a lot of pause because Cedar Fair has taken a radically different approach when it comes to the regional amusement park business. So it's just there is some concern. There's some concern that that Cedar Fair, at least that side of the business, takes on a more Six Flags oriented approach. And I think that'd be really, really bad. Also, too, there's another kind of thing that has to be ironed out here, and that's the debt that Six Flags comes with. They have a monstrous amount of debt that has been that they've been having to deal with now for really decades. But that's really kind of a question too. I know they were looking at possibly selling the land beneath those parks and then leasing them back out or whatever. I think Red Lobster attempted something like that before in the past. Well, we know what happened there.
Yeah, happened there.
It's the financials I think are going to be a big story here, and what I don't know modality wins out here. A lot of people are hoping for Cedar Fair, but who knows?
By the way, I'm back. Sorry about that. I don't know why, but for some reason we were having tons of internet problems and everything shut down, and so now I'm back. So
hey, Bob, welcome back.
Thank you. And Bash, thank you so much for covering for me while I was gone, and Cordy, thank you for doing that. So I'm not sure everything I missed, but yeah, I mean, this is going to be really interesting to see what happens, especially since, when I let my Six Flags pass go, it was because, they just weren't keeping up to the parks. Many of the roller coasters were down when I went over there, and it just wasn't as much fun. I mean, and their flagship roller coaster, which was Wonder Woman, sometimes didn't open up until 2, 4, or 6 p.m. in the afternoon. And you're only open till 8, 10 o'clock at night. It's like you're just now opening that coaster up. It's like, come on, what's going on? So I'm hopeful because the Cedar Fair CEO and CFO, basically all of their leaders are taking over, that they will make up for this. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with the passes, considering the fact that they're all merging. So are they going to have a pass? Like right now, if you buy a pass at Six Flags, it's good for, most of the parks, depending on which one you buy. So is that going to happen with Cedar Fair? Well, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it would be very interesting. Do you think some of these parks, Bob, close because of the proximity between each other?
Yeah. Well, we know that Great America is going to close anyhow. It's just a matter of time, and they already announced that. I think that they could end up closing some of them. The sad one is that Six Flags Magic Mountain, which is here in California, is the largest Six Flags park that they have, and it's one of the most dilapidated ones. And so I'm hoping they're going to work on that, and obviously bring it back up to par. The way it used to be. But yeah, I have a feeling that there may be a park or two that ends up closing. That's what ends up happening with a lot of these, mergers, but time will tell. What do you guys think?
I agree.
I'm hoping that Knott's doesn't turn into Six Flags. Growing up, it was always like Disneyland, Knott's, then Six Flags. And then Six Flags just it just got worse and worse, so we just stopped going. Which was a bummer because it's all the thrill rides, and I mean, I get vertigo now, so I can't do that. Me and Donnie are like the vertigo team, but my husband, he loves going to Six Flags.
Me too.
But I'm like, I don't want to, somebody asked us, like, are you guys going to stream from Six Flags? I'm like, absolutely not. That's not.
Well, they don't let you stream from Six Flags at all. They don't
Really? I
want
didn't
you
know
to
that.
Nope.
So you can take your cell phone and you can do a stream. In fact, you'll see I've been a streamer for a little over a year now, and I did 1.5 hour stream where I had to go out to my car and come back in, and I had my cell phone because if they see a gimbal or a GoPro, they escort you. They don't just tell you to leave; they escort you out to your car. So
when
it's not cool at
TikTokers
all.
are doing the phone only, no gimbal, no mounts or anything. I've seen that a lot more lately, and at least here in Walt Disney World, is like they're doing gimballess, just walking around with the phone, so no one thinks they're streaming.
Can you Can you strap stuff onto you?
Nope.
No.
They
I know in New Jersey you cannot have any GoPros or anything up there. I know that. I've had friends kicked out of parks at the Six Flags up there trying to record coasters because there's no thought of people below, because when it was built there was no concept of recording.
Sure.
Like some of these things, parks are not made with the concept of, oh, someone's going to have a camera attached to their head or their wrist.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, because for those of you who don't know it, Knott used to let you stream on the rides with GoPros and things like that. But one time on the log ride, one of the cast member or employees asked, the guest, to take off their GoPro. They refused to do it, got in an argument. And after that, they never let anyone film on any of the rides. Now, their rides are a lot more extreme, so I kind of get it. But at the same time, you've got SeaWorld, which has some pretty extreme rides, and they allow you to wear GoPros and things like that on the ride. So it's a little disappointing. My only concern is, because we're all park streamers, is that when we go to, Knott's Berry Farm now, are they going to be like Six Flags and say, now no gimbals or GoPros are allowed inside the park whatsoever? That would not be cool. So I'm hoping that's one of the things that doesn't happen, but we'll have to wait and see.
Does anyone know if there's any actual Cedar Point streamers? Like, I don't know that well right now if there's actually people that do that park. So that's my question.
Yeah.
It's like, in terms of Cedar Fair properties, in terms of their policies, and you know what I mean? That's a curiosity, because you can gauge if there are people that actually stream Cedar Point, but that'd be hard. It's all coasters. It's
right. I would think that they wouldn't. Like, you'd have to be. I mean, when I stream even at Knott, right? I'm so used to Disneyland where they just let us do whatever we want, kind of, right? And like, in a sense, and you get to Knott's, and I'm thinking, like, I don't know what to do with myself, and you have to be all creative. And
it's
I'm
like Universal here.
Yeah, you're just like outside, and then there's the roller coaster, and like, we're streaming. I'm streaming, my husband with my kids on a ride, like, and people are okay with it, but I don't know. It's a bummer, I just feel like to change with the times, right? Like, I understand the big roller coasters, but like we went, the what is that? The ride with the bears now used to be the dinosaur ride.
Fairy
Tales. Oh, the Fairy Tales.
Fairy Tales. Like,
Return to the Fair.
He went to go ask, like, can I stream on here? He's like, no, you can't do anything like that. And it's like, we're literally just doing this. Like, nothing's going to happen. So it's odd, like, we're free advertisement for these parks. So
I think around like people, I think, because if you either have to make the rule for everybody, like it's yes or no, because why let us do it, right? What gives us kind of that, because we're holding a gimbal, right? Versus somebody else, like, well, why can't I, stream it? And they might just be doing it that one day just for fun. So I think that's kind of that weird spot that we're in.
Have you guys noticed the Ray-Ban Metas popping up and people wearing them to stream stuff?
No,
I have not seen that a lot in the parks at all.
Yeah, Cordy, I was like, I'm gonna put these bad boys on, and you don't know anything.
I've been noticing. I have been noticing them, at least in Disney World, especially since I guess someone had prescription glasses and they tried to get them on Tron to stream Tron through the glasses while riding.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't think that people at least the cast members are aware of what tech is there and what stuff people are doing. I personally say don't go for those things because at least remember to turn them off before you head to the bathroom or something. Like that could be a bad
that's
thing.
a huge problem.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Let's see. We're at 10:05, and I know we're going to be wrapping this up soon, but let's talk about something else. And I apologize because I had all these tabs open, and Vash will attest to this. But when you have all these tabs open, and all of a sudden they're gone because your computer, you had to shut down.
That's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it is. See, so let's talk about something else, and that's the lightning lane changes. I'm going to bring this up real quick.
Please.
Sorry, 1 second here. I'll have it up.
You guys don't have to deal with this. I do.
What's that?
You guys don't have to deal with this. You're in California. That's not really changing there.
It is. Well, I mean, they're changed. It's going into effect July 24th here in California as well.
It is going the same way? Okay, because I talked to Casual earlier. He said it wasn't really going to change that much.
Yeah, when they first announced it, it didn't look like that they were going to do that. Here, I've got it up, so let me share it real quick. Vash, I'm going to take yours away real quick and
please
present this one. And thank you so much, Vash, for bringing that up. I so appreciate it. So this is the new lightning lane, and this is the Walt Disney World website. I'm going to show this because it shows some of the stuff. But basically, it's going to be now called Lightning Lane Multipass or Lightning Lane Single Pass.
Multipass.
It's no longer. Yeah, the multipass. It's kind of funny they named it the multipass, right? So they're getting rid of the whole Genie Plus name and going with Lightning Lanes. And so what's new? So purchase the Lightning Lane passes. You can do it days in advance of your park visit, and you can choose your attractions and arrival windows before purchasing a pass, so you know what to expect, and you make plans for multiple days all on the same day. And this makes it easier to plan your visit. So the Lightning Lane Multipass obviously is the multiple experiences. And then obviously if you go for the single pass, that's, like the purchase ones that you do right now. So, I mean, let's reach out and talk to you first there, Rogue Attraction. What do you think about this since, it's coming out to Walt Disney World and affecting you right away?
Well, I actually have a stay with my brother coming down in August. So I'm actually have to deal with the... at least the hotel side of it soon, and I guess I'll be trying July 24th, I guess. So wait a minute, July 24th, that means is it 3 days before July 24th that it actually starts, or is it that's not really answered there?
It's not clear.
So I'm going to be curious.
Actually, let me see. It says new Lightning Lane Multipass and Lightning Lane Single Lane can be purchased and used starting on July 24th, 2024.
So that means technically
is it before
7
July
days for a
24th? Genie
hotel.
Plus service. What's that?
So that means it's actually not like July 24th
No.
would just be Genie Plus then, or is it 7 days early? The hotel guests will be able to book. This is a problem for them. They're not being good with the language, but this is Fast Pass Plus, but like a little bit better because Fast Pass Plus is annoying because if you picked a later date, like a later time, so say you wanted to do Big Thunder at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock for fireworks, well then you were out of luck to get extra lightning lanes because your last one is at the end of the day. You were done with Fast Pass Plus then. At least with this, you're going to always have the ability to book an extra one, even if you pick, say, to do Tiana's at 9 o'clock or something like that. You can still have multiple ones and keep going throughout the day. I do think this is a better thing than Fast Pass Plus. If this was a free version, like if they said, okay, this is free now, and you did a combo of Genie Plus and Fast Pass Plus into one thing, this sounds great. But I don't know the price. Well, they don't have the price up either.
They're saying that the price might stay very similar to what they have now, but
we get free ice.
The length of stay then. It's like my question is though, is it going to be say it's $30 a day? I'm just saying, like take that top price at $29 or whatever it is. Okay, so that means the family of 4 has to do it for length of stay now. It's not like you can pick and choose what days. Oh, this day isn't crowded. We don't need it this day. Oh, this day is crowded. Like, you know what I mean? So that's going to be
that's a good point.
An automatic fee on top because now it's pre-purchasing ahead of time. And like, yeah, okay, you don't have to worry because like, oh, I can't get the ride I want. I'm not going to buy it that day. But it's still like, I don't know. It seems a little anti-consumer, but this is everyone complained about being on their phones all the time. You're still gonna have to do that,
right?
You're still gonna have to go back onto your phone to book your next one. It's kind of comforting to always have 2 rides though, or whatever it is, going throughout the day. That's kind of a nice thing compared to what, like I said, FastPass Plus had a big issue here. If you wanted to get something, and then you end up not only having the 3 for that day because you can't get your last one until the park closes. So, price would be the thing if it's $20 for the, because I'm thinking about it as an AP holder. Okay, so I get 3 days, which means I'm gonna get nothing because the other people have 4 extra days. I'm better off than the international guests who now have to come an extra week early just to be able to book.
It's crazy.
I'm better off
That's
than
an
them.
insane thing.
But like right now, Genie Plus put like the hotel guest and the day guest and the park, like everyone was on an equal footing, pretty much. Right now with fast passes, like you were, or lightning lanes or whatever, you were equal. Everyone had 7 a.m. you could book. Everyone had blank you could book. Now it's going back to, yeah, we need people in our hotels, so let's give an encouragement. Obviously, I'm telling you right now, the free dining promotion or Disney Plus dining promotion did not work the way they thought yet, because I'm seeing open reservations for like Le Cellier, blah, blah, blah. Have you seen the images of La Cava de Tequila at 5 or 6 o'clock empty? No one in there?
crazy.
I've never seen that. A friend of mine was at Epcot today, sent me a picture, 5:23. It's like, you were right. This is true. It is empty. No one's. But the line for 3 Caballeros was like 30 minutes. Like, I haven't seen that. It's normally reversed. Like 3 Caballeros, 5 minutes, 45-minute wait for tequila. So I think people are going to be pinching pennies and not caring about the Genie, like this stuff. They're not going to go to stay on property if it's going to cost them more.
True.
Like
Donnie and Jen. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's it. Like, people are going to be, if you can't get free dining or Disney Plus dining to get people to go into your table services,
right?
I don't know. Sorry.
Donnie and Jen, what do you think about do you guys even do the Lightning Lane purchases or anything like that?
No.
Genie Plus? No. Like, doesn't affect us.
And like I've always said, and I've heard a lot of people say, they're gonna be doing these things, but it's gonna be only the people that are coming for the single day and stuff that are still going to be doing everything on the checklist that they want. But once you start doing things like that, you're not going to spend as much money on merch and as much money on food because, I mean, literally your credit card can only go so far. I mean, for, the average people, but if you got ultimate money rolling in and you got, you're coming in for that 1 day or 2 day or 3 day once a year thing, that's the people they're, going to attract for all this stuff. You know that, we all know that that's just the way it is.
Because they know they have that limited, limited time. So they know they want these rides, and Disney knows, well, hey, what's a way that we can make sure that these, this is the way those people are going to get on the ride, and they know that. So
and at the same time, that's good for those people, that come the once a year. It's good for them because you want to get the best of it, and I feel for them. But at the same time, I feel for the people that have no money, and not only the people that have no money that have passes that come, as we've always called them, the peasant passes, but as well as the people that are coming from out of town that literally are going in debt just to come for that one weekend or whatever. So it's a drag no matter which way you slice it. I know it's hard from a company standpoint, but I've always liked, give everybody the same opportunity, one line for everybody, but go back to the fast pass thing if you want, where you have to check in, but that's never going to happen. So why even think about it?
Gotcha. What about you Living Dead fam? Do you guys ever do the Lightning Lanes or use a Genie Plus?
I think I've used it one time for Rise, and that's it. So yeah, honestly, I don't think it's something we would utilize, especially as a family, as a larger family going in. I think if it's one person, 2 tops. But when you're going in as a family, 4 kids, 2 kids, whatever it may be, for us at any given day, it's a bit pricey.
Yeah, absolutely. Isabel, do you guys ever use it?
I remember we did use it once for we paid for my son's friend to come for his birthday for my son's birthday. And I wanted to make sure, because he's been wanting to bring his friend for so long. So I bought 3 Genie Pluses. And I remember thinking, I thought we were supposed to get a discount on this. And I don't think we did. It was odd. I thought we got it for way less. And we didn't. And it worked because it was 3. We did 3. And even though there was 4 of us, we did 3. But I'm like, nah, I'm super confused with what's happening. And like, I think maybe because we don't use it. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to watch some type of vlog if we ever end up going to Disney World to use it, But I mean, financially, we can't. It's expensive to keep doing it. And then especially because a lot of the rides you want to get on, you can't get on it using your normal Genie Plus. So you have to pay more. So it's like, well, it worked for that special day, But even some of the rides, we didn't need to use it. So it felt kind of a waste at the end of the day. But yeah, we don't use it just on a random off day. That's my experience.
Gotcha. Winks, do you ever use the Lightning Lane or Genie Plus?
We did a couple times, and it was like when we took the in-laws and we went with family, and it did help out a bunch. It streamlined the day. It was like, wow, I wish I could do this all the time, but again, you can't. You'd go broke trying to do it every time you go to the park. But It did streamline the day. It was like, wow, it seemed like we got a lot in, especially on the bigger rides and stuff. But yeah, it did get pricey. And then we used it like one other time, like when we went as the 3 of us as a family to make things a little bit more smoother, but it does add up.
It does. Vash, do you ever use it when you go to the park?
Yeah, I mean, there have been a couple of times when we've used it, and it worked as well as advertised. I don't like necessarily the fact that you can only go on attractions once. That's a little bit unfortunate, but because there's a plethora of attractions between the 2 parks, Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, you're mostly fine in that instance. I think when it comes to this whole, I guess multi-pass Lightning Lane service replacing Genie Plus, didn't go with the Fast Pass branding. Come on, Disney, you worked 20 years for that Fast Pass branding, and nope, can't go back to it. I guess that's the way that goes. When we switch out the signage, we switch out the signage, and that's just the way it is. Fair enough. But in the past 5 years, they really have changed the economic model that they've been working with, and also too the amount of perks and things that used to be included. I mean, it's just tremendous how many things have been removed, stripped away, cut back. I got a list here that I'll go over real fast. In the last 5 years, they've canceled free Magic Bands included with your hotel purchase. They've canceled Magical Express. That used to be a thing when you actually stayed on property at Walt Disney World. They started charging for Fast Pass, now Genie Plus, now Multi-Pass Lightning Lane. They've jacked up hotel prices, cut portion sizes, raised food prices, upped ticket and AP prices significantly, cut park hours, charged crazy rates for after-hours events, reduced staffing, cut shows and experiences, reduced maintenance budgets, and reduced promised construction projects. That's all within the last 5 months. And now we have reinstated Fast Pass Plus under this new Multi-Pass Lightning Lane branding, but it's essentially that with a shorter window, and obviously international guests are left out in the cold. It's just it's becoming a lot, and I think a lot of people are value oriented nowadays because, well, I mean, the inflation has really eaten up a lot of people's disposable income, and so it's not that they they've stopped enjoying entertainment, but they're much smarter about it than they ever have been. At least consumers are. And so I think when you add in services like this, people might opt for it, but they might substitute, maybe a few days in their vacation in order to pay for this. So it's like, okay, I'm going to maximize the days that I do have with a service like this rather than going longer. So I think that's what's going on. Internally, Disney's understands that there is something called phone fatigue. This is in internal meetings and documents that suggest that they might be approaching the limit here in terms of having people go to or I should say use these virtual systems. So that's something also too that needs to be probably addressed here within the next couple of years.
Yep. Cordy, you go to the parks all the time. So do you ever use the lightning lanes for the multi-pass or the individual? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Dang it.
There we go.
I was moving my desk up and down, so I didn't want to disrupt anything. I said, well, I did win the big race, so apparently my strategies, No, but I mean, it has been used, and especially when Mickey and Minnie's opened up, opened up, I think I went 3 times.
Wow.
I got it 3 times, but it was because I was going with people. You know how you're it was just one of those things that you're let's do it, But remember how that would fluctuate. So it was I went on it the first day it was 25, and then another day it was 15. So yeah, I think there's value in it, right? I see some families. It seems very stressful though, but they're trying to map everything out so that they can maximize their. I was going to call it Fast Pass. Their whatever it's called now, but it's a lot. It's a lot of money, and it's a lot of yeah.
Cordy doesn't need any of that stuff when she can ride 28 rides in 10 hours.
We're fun.
And for those of you not knowing what we're talking about, Donnyland put a little game together called The Big Race, where a bunch of streamers went to the park to see, oh, look at that, Cordy's got her trophy. See how many rides you get and do it the fastest. Cordy was the winner of that trophy, so congratulations to Cordy for winning. And they're going to be, Donnie's putting together, he's going to be doing again real soon. So hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more streamers participate in it. But yeah, it's something that was kind of cool that Donnie put together. So thanks for doing that, Donnie. I typically use it from time to time. If I'm going on a busy day and I know I'm with my daughter, I'll go ahead and purchase the multi-pass, what it's called now. And as some of you know, I've been gracious enough to when we're doing a stream party to get that single pass for all of us so we can go on some of those rides like Rise of Resistance when it's been kind of busy or crazy and whatnot. And to me, I hate having to do it after having the Max Pass was the most amazing version of the Fast Pass when you had to buy it and it was digital. That was the best version of it. And unfortunately, when they took that away, Genie Plus really just messed everything up and with the lightning lanes. And so they just, I will say it's a lot cheaper than going to Universal or some of the other theme parks and what you have to pay to get the front line pass. However, with that caveat, it's also, one of the worst ones as far as how you use it. And, you buy it knowing that you may or may not be able to get on some of those rides with the pass you just bought. And so that's the bummer thing about it. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get on those rides. Right. So you kind of have to, and I've obviously going to the park so many times, I've learned how to maximize the lightning lanes so that I can go on from ride to ride to ride pretty quick. But overall, I think, it does help families and people out when they go, not all the time, but most of the time. Those really, really busy days, it seems like it's not as worth it as much, especially if you don't get there early enough to start using them. But I have a feeling that we're not done seeing any changes with this.
I kind of disagree a little bit about being there early enough because I normally get to the park at 5 and I'll have 6 rides booked because I'm booking them during the day. I'm modifying as the day goes on to make sure that Genie Plus has my 5:15, 5:15, 6. I'm making sure I have at least 5 by the time I get there for the 4 hours I'm going to be in the park. I don't think I'll be able to do this with the new system. And I kind of
We
wish they would
can't
just
do
let you
that.
book your. I kind of wish they would just let you book your day. If you're telling me, oh, you can book your things and make sure you blah blah, blah, then let people book like 6 rides
Yeah,
and just do
well,
that.
They probably don't have the capacity for it.
Rogue, you're in Walt Disney World too.
Well, you guys could do it there at Disneyland. You have enough attractions.
Well,
Disneyland has
we
enough
do.
attractions for people to.
The
I mean,
problem.
there's only 6 attractions in some parks here.
True.
Crazy.
True. And it depends on how you do it. Like, here's a crazy thing. When I took my daughter a couple of years ago to Walt Disney World, she wanted to go to Hollywood Studios. She was dying, and she really wanted to go to Epcot. And I didn't tell her that I bought a park hopper, and so I surprised her. And after, by the way, we only got to use the Lightning Lane for one ride. I got up early in the morning at 7 a.m. to book a ride, and at 7:01, I got Rock and Roller Coaster at like 12:30 p.m. I'm like, seriously? I'm like, that's the only one I got? And the whole afternoon, we couldn't get it for anything. So after spending some time at Toy Story Land, we headed over to Epcot, and kid you not, we got on a ton of rides over at Epcot with a Lightning Lane. So it depends on how you use it, and it depends on the parks too. But over here at Disneyland, to me, it's some days are really worth it, and some days it's just not worth it. And getting here early enough, because Walt Disney World Rogue is just not as busy as Disneyland or DCA, unfortunately, right now. It seems like.
Yeah,
So.
the wait times are a joke. 60 minutes for one thing. It was literally a 7-minute walk on. Like, the parks are Disney World is definitely empty right now. I think Disneyland has that local culture to back it up, where we don't. We're preying on those international guests or Disney's preying on those international guests, because I go into Epcot and I hear maybe 2 people speak English and the rest of them are speaking something else.
Yeah, the per cap spend from international guests is huge, and
this is going to piss them off now, because now they're not going to be able to. I talked to a family from Glasgow the other day at Hollywood Studios, and they're like, they didn't even know what was going on. They're like, well, crap. Like, they're just like, well, okay, we just figured out Genie Plus, and now you're telling us we have to be here before we can even book anything, so we have to add more days onto our trip.
Terrible.
To even try to. And they're like, well,
crazy.
We're gonna go to Epic Universe then. That's what they said. All right, if I have to come here early, I'm gonna spend time in Epic Universe and go there.
Might as well. Do we have any theories as to why they're restricting international guests from actually securing the reservations?
So I was talking to a friend of mine in ticketing about this, because I have a friend that works there, and the only thing that he could wiggle a little bit about is they're trying to pull away from people being able to use their computers, and they want to geolocate based on the phone GPS. So they don't want because they're really worried about IP spoofing and people trying to use a VPN to do this from out of the country and stuff like that. So that is the other thing. And the other thing is about sales. They don't know how they can do this necessarily, because right now I don't think international guests can even do the length of stay Genie Plus, which you can do right now for domestic guests. Like, my brother did that last year. He got the whole week one time, because you could do every day if you had a length of stay ticket. So
yeah, the FastPass Plus model was crucial for predictive modeling on Disney's end to understand, how much they should staff up at certain attractions, what demand was going to be looking like, how people were going to move throughout their parks throughout the day. All that data is absolutely crucial, and you can bet Disney does mine it for sure. Big thing right now is it's data mining from Disney's standpoint. But I cannot figure out the international thing. That just blows my mind. But
I'll try to prod him more. He's been there. He's been with the company about 15 years, so he is not like new. So I'll try to prod a little bit more. But he said it definitely has to do with some international laws too. Because
interesting. Okay.
Gentlemen, I'm going to cut you off there real quick, because we have some guests that definitely need to leave here shortly. So we're going to be wrapping up the show. But before we go, and before we let our guests go, why don't you throw any questions you have in the comment section for our guests tonight, or for all of us, and let us know what you want to hear or ask us, and we'll answer those questions real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. We do have one question from Brian Sevilla. He graciously gave $5, and he says, question for everyone. what park will everyone be at for the 4th of July if you're going to the park? So why don't we start off with Rogue? Where are you going?
I'm not going to be at Magic Kingdom on that day because I don't normally do the holidays on the park days. But I will be there when the fireworks are going on the 3rd.
Gotcha.
Because I'll be at Studios. It's going to be less crowded and everything. Like it's just going to be an easy day. I'm upset that they got rid of the 1 a.m. regular thing for everyone. Like you did that last year. The Epcot fireworks are gone because last year my July 3rd and 4th was Magic Kingdom Epcot. Like I did both of them, long days, got the cool fireworks. Like the Magic Kingdom's 4th of July fireworks are some of the coolest fireworks I've ever seen. Like it's all three. Like every land has fireworks going off. It's so different and I love Epcot was the first time seeing the Epcot ones for July 4th because we never traveled down there before I moved here in that time frame. And that's like just how patriotic it is. I'm like, come on, you can do it, Disney. You don't need to cut off that much money for the fireworks. Like scrapping it. And they were testing. I think I want to say like around June 28th or so. They were testing because I was leaving Hollywood Studios and I'm like, why am I hearing explosions at 11:30 after hours or something? Like there should be no fireworks going on at this point in time at midnight. And they were testing Epcot, and I guess the test failed, and they just pulled it. But yeah, I'm gonna be stupid and be around a lot of people, or no one. Who knows?
All right, Live and Dead fam, where are you guys gonna be? You're gonna be at any of the parks for 4th of July?
We have fur babies who are deathly afraid of fireworks, so we will be home with our puppies, with our doggies.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Very good. What about you, Isabel?
We will not be at a park. We will be in another state, and so we told our subscribers that we would surprise them with where we're going to be. But hopefully, we get reception. That's our goal. But it's a place we as a family have been before, and they have an amazing fireworks show. So we're hoping the reception works, and we'll be in another state.
Okay. Winks, are you going to be in any of the parks?
I'll be at Disneyland. It'll be my first time ever being somewhere other than home for the 4th of July.
Nice. Very nice. Vash, are you going anywhere? Any theme parks?
I'm going on the side of a mountain and seeing what I can see from the entire valley here in Arizona. And usually, people do... they get patriotic around this time of year, and they light up some fireworks, and should be a lot of fun. Not going to be in a park, but I have heard those Magic Kingdom and Epcot fireworks are fantastic. So maybe someday I'll be out there as well.
Donnieland, Jen, are you guys going to the parks that day?
You explain.
Donnie wanted to, but 4th of July, we do also celebrate part of our anniversary, and because I have 4 other people in my family who all our birthdays are this first week of July. So the last 6-10 years, we celebrate our birthdays on 4th of July with the family. So
happy
that's
birthday,
why we do it
Jen.
that way.
Let's put some confetti behind us here. There we go. We'll get some confetti dropping.
Happy
you. Birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Hey, very cool. Cordy, are you going to be in the parks at all for the 4th of July?
I don't know yet.
What? Shocker. Are you sure? I can't believe that. Wow. All right. I will not be at the parks. I'm going to be down the street from Disneyland, go figure, at a friend's house. Usually we celebrate at our house every year, but some of my neighbors are out of town or out of the country. So, and for those who are Canadian, happy Canada Day to all of you, because that is today. It's like your 4th of July there in Canada. Anyhow, so I'm not going to be able to hang out with anyone there. So my wife's friends invited us. We're going to go over to their house and celebrate the 4th of July, but no parks. I got to be honest with you. I don't like going to the parks anymore on the holidays, except for maybe Knott's Berry Farm for New Year's, because it is crazy busy in the parks, and it's just not as much fun as what it used to be. So now we got a couple other questions, and let's just get wrapped up here. So the other question we got was Dash of Disney. As approvals for Disneyland Forward grow, how do you think how long do you think it'll be before opening day? And I'm going to chime in real quick to answer this one, and Vash, if you want to back me up. And guys, you can tell me what you think too. But I just think it's going to be a long time. I think the first thing we're going to see is Avatar Land, and I think it's going to be a long time before we see that. I have a feeling we're going to get some dates out of D23, but again, I'm gonna put quotes around there because Disney's not real good at actually telling us when things come out. Look what happened with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It's been years, and a lot of things have changed since then. But I think it's gonna be a long time before we see anything out of Disneyland Forward. Plus, remember, Disneyland Forward is a plan that's anywhere from the next 20 to 40 years from now. So there's some things that probably won't happen for a very long time. All right.
Yes.
And then this. Oh, go ahead, Vash.
Oh, well, I was just going to quickly say, remember that $1.9 billion deal, that was for the first 10 years. So we might be seeing some stuff at California Adventure. I know the Disneyland Forward website was changed quietly to include Disney California Adventure in a lot of those plans right there. So I think we're going to get maybe Avatar, like you said, Bob, maybe some stuff at D23 to announce certain things happening, but it's a 30-year plan. There's not going to be anything anytime soon, and I'm already hearing from my contacts, my sources, that it's like, nope, they're not ready at all to disclose or work on anything substantial as part of Disneyland Forward. Expansions to existing parks, yes, but to a lot of the stuff that was included in the Imagine the Possibilities section of that website, not anytime soon.
All right. And last question. This goes to everyone, and we'll answer it real quick. What's everyone's favorite 4th of July treat? So, Donnieland, Jen, go.
Sure, you had to put us on first.
I like hamburgers and hot dogs on 4th of July. I like the barbecue.
That's right.
Yeah, those are always good staples, man. I like that. Awesome.
I'm more of the cookie and stuff like that. I don't eat beef and pork, so it's kind of hard for me unless they have turkey dogs or whatever. So
fair enough.
Very cool. Vash?
Barbecue. Gotta go with barbecue. I mean, it's just ribs, corn, all that kind of stuff. And I can go for some of that right now, actually.
Potato
salad. All right. All right, Winks, what about you?
Oh, my mother-in-law's Rice Krispie treats.
Oh, nice.
That's one of the main reasons
good.
why I go over there.
Lots of marshmallows.
So good.
Oh.
Lots of marshmallows. Nice and soft.
We just lost Isabel. So we can't go to her. But Live and Dead fam, what's your favorite 4th of July treat?
I like making a red, white, and blue trifle with strawberries and blueberries, vanilla pudding, and
That sounds yummy.
angel food cake in there. Yeah, it's really refreshing and cool.
Sounds delicious.
I'm kind of glad this podcast is ending. I'm gonna have to go get something to eat.
Will you bring that Saturday? I'm kidding.
Yes, yes.
Please do.
Very, very cool.
I want an espresso from Living Dead Dad.
Homemade espresso.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bring my whole coffee machine with us.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Can you imagine going through security? Sir, what are you bringing in here?
Just nothing.
Yep. Hold on. I think there's Isabel. She's back. Hello. Sorry.
I don't know. It's Chrome. I don't know. Sorry. It's just
That's okay.
when I'm like,
well, I know. I was like, well, she didn't want to answer the question. That's fine.
Sorry,
but
know.
actually, we're at you now. So, what's your favorite 4th of July treat?
I don't have one. I do like those, like the shortcakes that people make with all like the berries. Yeah, I like those.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, you're up, Rogue. What's your favorite thing for favorite treat for 4th of July?
Just
watermelon.
Some cold watermelon. It's got to be cold.
Nice.
It can't be, like room temperature. Like just some like cold watermelon. Maybe a little tahini on top. But like that's simple. That's it. I'll eat 10 pounds of that and I'd be happy.
Very good. I'll share his answer.
Nice. What about you, Cordy?
Yeah, just barbecue. Nothing in particular. But yeah, all the summer stuff like the fruits and and stuff.
I love a good steak, but I will say that anything like a strawberry shortcake with berries, so good. And then, of course, I got to be honest with you, my favorite treat It's nothing you eat. It's the fireworks. I love hanging. I love because where I live, I don't know about you guys, but my city allows fireworks, even though they're safe and sane, and they're not the really cool ones that you can buy, but they're very, very awesome to have and be able to do, especially with my daughter who's young. So I hope all of you have a great 4th of July, not just our guests, but everyone in the chat tonight. We need to wrap up this, and I want to say thank you to all of our guests. But before we let them go, let's go ahead and I forgot to mention, I gifted 5 Beverly Place memberships. So congrats to everyone that got those. And with that, let's go ahead and let's get everyone's information. So we'll start again with Isabel this time. Where can we find you, and tell us when you're streaming next?
I will be streaming tomorrow back at Disneyland. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I got dining at Zocalo because I'm like, I'm going to watch Fantasmic right tomorrow. I'm so excited. So I'm on YouTube and Instagram at Cab Family Adventures.
All right, very cool. Oops, sorry about that. I meant to put that up earlier. You're all by yourself. See? All right, so Donnie, Land, and Jen, when are we going to see you next at the parks?
We're going to try and go on Wednesday, but it's highly doubtful. But we're definitely doing Jen's birthday thing there near Disneyland on Saturday, and then we're going to head over to the parks on that same day. So Saturday back in the parks.
Gotcha. All right, and we're you know what? I forgot to ask Isabel this too, and I'll go back to her real quick. Where can we find you if people want to watch you on your channels?
We're on all the socials under Jen's Crochet and Donnie Land.
Very cool. All right. Thank you so much. Going back to you, Isabel, where can we find you?
Right here at Cab Family Adventures.
All right. Very cool. All right. And then let's see. We've got Winks. When are you going to be streaming back at the parks, and where can we find you?
I'll be there tomorrow, and you can find me at Winks Wild Ride on YouTube and Instagram. And just really quick, I want to say thank you for letting me be a part of this. And happy 1-year anniversary once again.
Aw, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Living Dead Fam, when are we going to see you back at the parks, and where can we find you?
You can find us right here at the Living Dead Fam. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook as the Living Dead Fam. And probably some point this weekend, obviously, we'll see whoever can show up for Jen's birthday. We will not be able to go into the park that night. We'll be there for the food festivities. So maybe that night we'll hit Knott's Berry Farm, depending on what time we wrap up.
Oh, awesome. Very cool. All right. Thank you. And Vash Sky, where can we find you? And when are you going to stream next?
Streaming tomorrow morning, actually, at what is it, 11:30 our time, 2:30, yes. I believe, Eastern. Mm-hmm. So check out that pod place, and that's when I'm going to be streaming next with Barry Place 28. He's going to be in attendance right there. That should be a whole lot of fun. If you guys want to reach me on social media, you can do so right down there at Vash Sky. Just go ahead and type into Twitter, now X. It should pop up, and we should be also streaming on that Park Place at Thursday at noon Eastern. Actually, it's going to be interesting because Jonas is not going to be in attendance. It's going to be me hosting, so that'll be very interesting to say the least. But definitely check us out. T3PO, That Park Place, Theme Park Universe podcasts. That's where you can find me.
Awesome. Oh, I love that. That never gets old, right there.
That's my doorbell. That's my doorbell.
That's your doorbell.
Yeah, that's that Windows 95 theme.
Rogue Attraction, where can we find you, and when are you going to stream next?
So the Rogue Attraction on everything but Twitter, so you can find me on Rumble, Kick, all that stuff. I'm going to be at Magic Kingdom tomorrow, and the next day, and somewhere Studios Thursday, and somewhere else on the weekend. Basically 4 days a week you'll find me in the park. It's not always the same days. It's just sometimes whenever my work schedule works where I can actually get there, I can get in there. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Besides that, pleasure being on all of you on here with you all. I sorry Theme Park Casual couldn't be here too. I hope everything's good with him, and congratulations on 1 year and many more subs, and good luck with the new channel. I hope everyone finds it well and gets you guys up to that membership level at least soon.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Rogue. Cordy, before we get to us and Theme Park Casual real quick, I just wanted to share this with everyone because I thought this was cool and I thought it was a great way to end the night. But we do have, it looks like, let me just refresh the page, see if it changed. We have 61 subscribers, everyone. So thank you so much for subscribing. That was a nice way to start off the night.
Now you can do a mobile live stream.
Yeah, no kidding. And we have 503 views for our first little short there, but obviously we will be doing our next Park Streamers Hangout on this page, and we are going to be doing the chalk walk, and the chalk walk is very, very important to all of us. It's going to be great. We're going to be focusing mostly on the chalk walk for our show, and this is the chalk walk. If you haven't had a chance to go there, please take the time to do so. We've raised $6,386 with some wonderful streamers besides me, Cordy and Danny. We got Coda, we got Lynn, who's doing an amazing job. Also CL, Slim Devin, Mary, Living Dead Fam, George Ray, Winks Wild Ride, Living Dead Mom, obviously. She's there twice, and Doom Boogie. So thank you so much for all those people being a part of our Park Streamers Chalk Walk. We are doing a great job raising all this money, and I can't say thank you enough. From me, Cordy, and Danny. Obviously, Danny could not attend most of the show. He's unfortunately, him and his family are going through some stuff right now. I'm not going to talk about it, but please keep, if you're religious, please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. His family could really use it this time, and I'm sure that he'll be back next time, and he may share with you what's going on. But regardless, we're sorry that he wasn't here for our 1 year anniversary because it was, not the same without him. But, thank you so much for being here. You can find Theme Park Casual on his social media channels at Theme Park Casual on YouTube and Instagram and X. And Cordy in California, when are you going to stream at the park next? And where can we find you?
I will be at Knott's tomorrow for Summer Nights adventure, and Cordy in California on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok.
Awesome. Very, very cool. All right, everyone. And you can find me at Barry Place 28 on all my socials, such as X, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. And I will be streaming on Wednesday at Disneyland. I'm not sure if Ariel's going to join me or not, but hopefully she will. And then I planning on being at Disneyland on Saturday in the afternoon to nighttime because we have a friend whose son's celebrating his birthday there. And I think he wants to be on my podcast, so I'll probably do that. Jen, I know you have your birthday celebration, and I want to join you guys for dinner. It just depends on what we got going on since we were invited to this other get-together at Disneyland first. If for some reason can't join you at dinner, we will be there with you at the park some point that night. So I just want to let you know I plan on celebrating your birthday with you at the park on Saturday, and hopefully I'll see a bunch of you too. Living Dead fam, sorry I'm not going to see you because I know you guys are going to go to Knott's and you can't get into the park that night, but I'm looking forward to having a great night hanging out there too. So that is the plan. I will be in touch with you, Jen and Donnie. In the meantime, to all of our wonderful guests, Rogue Attraction, Living Dead fam, Vash, Winks, Donnie Land, Isabel from the Cab Family Adventures, as well as all the other guests who were with us earlier tonight. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers. Please make sure that you're subscribed to our new page and follow us at it's at Park Streamers, not Park Streamers Hangout. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that page, but we're at Park Streamers at YouTube. Come follow us, and that's where you're going to find us on our next show 2 weeks from tonight, which is July 15th. With that, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you on our next podcast. And everyone, I hope you have a great night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Night.
We hope you enjoyed our amazing show tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Park Streamers Hangout. Have a good night, everyone.